Hello viewers, you are watching our special program Discussion on Spiritual Knowledge. Come, let's proceed with program and know the views of Jagatguru Tattvadarshi Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj versus the respected world-class Shankaracharyas from pious Hindu religion. Let us know views of Sharda Dwarka Peeth and Jyotirmat Badrinath Peethadhishwar Shankaracharya Swarupanand Saraswati Ji Maharaj. When was Adi Shankaracharya Ji born and how many years did he live?
Adi Shankaracharya Ji was born in 2511 years ago, and his life was 32 years long. Ashtavarshiya Chaturvedi, Dwadashi Sarvashastravid, Shodasho Kartavan Bhashyam, Dwadasham Shomanirat Abhigat is the verse. At the age of 8 years, he became a scholar of all four Vedas. At the age of 12 years, he became versed in all the scriptures. At the age of 16 years, he departed and wrote Parabhashya. At the age of 32 years, he left this world.
Okay, if we talk about Badrinath Mutt, then what is its greatest praise of Badrinath Mutt and in which Upanishad is it mentioned?
It is Aham Atma Brahm in Atharva Veda.
Who are the respected deities of Badrinath Mutt?
The respected deity, one is Badrinath and second is goddess Purnagiri.
You just heard the views of Sharda Dwarka Peeth and Jyotirmat Badrinath Peethadhishwar Shankaracharya Swarupanand Saraswati Ji Maharaj. Now, let us know the views of Puri Peethadhishwar Shankaracharya Swami Shri Nishchalanand Saraswati Ji Maharaj.
When was Adi Shankaracharya Ji born and how many years did he live?
507 years prior, in earlier Kerala's Kalti village, Bhagavad Pad Shankaracharya Maharaj Ji was born. He worked in our country India till the age of 32 years, after which he went to Kailash Dham.
So Shankaracharya Ji, what is the name of the respected deity of Puri Govardhan Mutt?
Sri Jagannath Ji is the respected deity. Bhagavati Vimla Ji is the adored goddess.
You just heard the views of respected Puri Peethadhishwar Shankaracharya Swami Shri Nishchalanand Maharaj's views. Now, let us listen to the views of respected Shri Madhavacharya Maharaj's views. When was Adi Shankaracharya Ji born and how many years did he live?
Adi Shankaracharya Ji was born 500 years before Isa Ji, which means 2500 years ago from today. And his lifespan was 32 years. And during this period, he did everything in his life.
What is the greatest phrase of Badrinath Mutt and in which Upanishad is it described?
The greatest phrase of Badrinath is Aham Atma Brahma. Aham Atma Brahma is the greatest phrase of Badrinath. And this is in Atharved.
What is the name of respected deity of Badrinath Mutt?
God Narayan.
God Narayan.
The god is worshipped there.
And the goddess?
Goddess Purnamba.
You just heard the views of respected Sri Madhavacharya Maharaj's views. Now, let us listen to the views of Sringeri Peethadhishwar Sri Bharti Tirth Ji Maharaj's views.
Swamiji, we would like to know from you that when was Adi Jagatguru Shankaracharya Ji born and what was his lifespan?
He was born 1200 years ago. And his age was 32 years. He remained alive till 32 years. Yes.
What is the greatest phrase of Sringeri Mutt and in which Upanishad is it described?
The greatest phrase is Aham Brahmasmi of Sringeri Mutt. Aham Brahmasmi.
What is the meaning of Aham Brahmasmi?
Aham Brahmasmi means I am God. That is the meaning.
Is the creature and God same or are they different?
Actually, they are the same. The creature and God are actually the same. This is the principle.
You just heard the views of pious Hindu religion's respected world-class Shankaracharyas. Come, now let us listen to the views of Jagatguru Tattvadarshi Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj.
सतगुरुदेव की जय। बंदी छोड़ कबीर परमेश्वर जी की जय। बंदी छोड़ गरीबदास जी महाराज जी की जय। स्वामी राम देवानंद जी गुरु महाराज जी की जय हो। गरीब नमो नमो सतपुरुष को नमस्कार। गुरु की नहीं सुर नर मुनि जन साधुओं संतों सर्वसदी नहीं। सतगुरु साहेब संत सब दंडोतम प्रणाम। आगे पीछे मध्य हुए तिनको जा कुर्बान।
Pious souls, you had been listening, especially in last 2-3 years, that there will be a Holocaust in 2012. Now, what meaning of Holocaust they present, that earth will be destroyed? It won't be that Holocaust. It will be Holocaust of immorality. Lawlessness will die, and it will be the Holocaust of ignorance and enlightenment of knowledge. And that Holocaust will be in 2012. You are listening to the complete spiritual knowledge. In this, you will get the knowledge of the deep secrets from your holy scriptures. Pious souls, these early Shankaracharyas had a great contribution, great favor, that they stopped spread of Buddha religion. Buddha religion was propagated in China. Whole China became atheist. Stopping the preaching of Buddha religion was an extraordinary blessing for us. But all, in vain, got stuck in dates trees while falling from the sky. What knowledge did these Shankaracharyas give us? First, I will show you a glimpse of that. This is Shankar Pancham. This is a book named Shankar Pancham, who is its publisher. Adi Shankaracharya Virachit Panch Granthanam Sangraha. It is the collection of 5 books. Look. This is Adi Shankaracharya. Its translator is, the interpreter is Jagat Guru Shankaracharya Swami Swarupanand Saraswati Ji Maharaj. This is Shankaracharya Virachitaha Panch Granthanam Sangraha. It is the collection of 5 books. Which are those 5? Aparoksha Anubhuti, Tattvabodh, Atmabodh, Mani Ratmamala, Bhaj Govindam. These 5. This is Jyotish Peethadhishwar and Dwarka Peethadhishwar Jagat Guru Shankaracharya Shri Swarupanand Saraswati Ji Swami Pad hai. Paranitya means he has done its Hindi translation with the name Shankara Sarpaya. The Sanskrit translation of all these 5 books, publisher is Sharda Peeth Prakashanam, Dwarka 361 335 Jamnagar, Gujarat, pin code number. These are telephone numbers. From where is it printed? Sri Mata Compuses Private Limited. They are the printers. B7 by 125 Kedar Ghat, Varanasi. First, I will tell you about these. Look, this is the form of knowledge on page number 10. What is told here? This form of knowledge. I am Sam, Shant, and the form of Sachidanand Brahma. I am not Asat Swarup. Brahmo Vaham Aham. I am that Brahm, means the creature is God. This is their belief. I myself am formless, pure, immortal, invariable and unaffected. I am away from grief, from senses, optionless, universal. I am not body. I am away from all worldly pleasures. I am healthy. I cannot be sensed, am abstract and omnipresent. Now see on page number 15. What is said? Evam deha
Atma Purush Ishware. They have explained its meaning that I am self-formed means man only is God. Here they have twisted. I am self-formed God. I, myself, am God. This is what they were supposed to say. I am self-formed, man is only God, means I'm Lord. This is what it means. They twisted a bit while translating. That's okay. Look, next we take you to page number 46 and 47. See, on page number 45, it is clearly mentioned, Shankar Pancha, Aproksha Anubhuti named scripture is being translated. What is said, I am God. Okay. Then it is written on 46, Aham Brahmasmi, I'm only God. You attain a very satisfying state from this good habit, which is called meditation. This is their meditation, that I am Brahm, I am God. Now let us come to 71 and 72. This is page number 71, a holy book named Atmabodh. Here this is translated. Look here. Kintu asang Sachidanand Swarup, Prakash Roop, Sarv Antar Yami, Chidakash Swarup, I am God. Not like this. This is rejected. It certainly should not be this. I am not God, but further it is mentioned, I myself is Brahm. I myself is God. This is about all creatures. This is their knowledge. Because of invisible knowledge, wise people completely get rid of all deed bondages. That person is truly free from life. Look on page number 72. This is page number 72 of Atmabodh, Shankar Pancham Karma. What is written here? I am God only. Because of this decisive knowledge, all accumulated sins get destroyed. Okay, he told I am God. The creature is God. With this it is proved I am God means the creature only is God. This is their law. And what do they say next? That Lord Krishna and Lord Shiva should be worshipped? Look at this. It is Shankar Pancham on page 136. This is Shankar Pancham of Sri Mani Ratnamala, page number 136. Here is its verse. Swarupanandji is translating his own experience with Sri Adi Shankaracharya. Here it is asked, Karya Kim means what work needs to be done, means what is the rule. Then he says Malin Shivarcha. See its answer here. The question is what should be done? Shankaracharya ji says worship Lord Shiva. Then where has the creature gone? When Lord Shiva is to be worshipped, then how has the creature remained God? I will further show their hypocrisy. On page number 128, I will show you. See, on page 127 is verse number 10 of Sri Mani Ratnamala in the same Shankar Pancham. Here it is in Sanskrit, Karya Mayaka. What is my work? Worshipping Shiva Vishnu. This is Sanskrit. This is translated by Sri Swarupanandji. That was the verse in Sanskrit by Shankaracharya of Adi Shankaracharya. The question is, what shall I do? It is clear in this that Karya Mayaka, what shall I do? It is written here, worship Shiva Vishnu. That's all you do. Look, this is what they have translated. Question, what shall I do? This is on page number 128. What shall I do? You should worship Lord Shiva Vishnu. Then how has the creature remained God? On this God says,
ये माला पैर हुए हैं मुक्ता सटदल उआ बाई बकदा.
they are talking nonsense. Is there any authenticity in the knowledge of these Shankaracharyas? It's not based on holy scriptures. Does Srimad Bhagavad Gita mention anywhere to worship Shiva and Vishnu? About worshipping Shiva and Vishnu? Srimad Bhagavad Gita chapter number 16 verse number 23-24 says, Arjun, those who abandon holy scriptures and do arbitrary practices, they do not get any prosperity, neither do they get salvation or any accomplishments, meaning it is useless, waste.
You just heard the views of Jagadguru Tattvadarshi Saint Rampal Ji Maharaj. Now, let us listen the views of pious Hindu religion's respected world-class Shankaracharya. What do you believe? Is God in form or formless?
God is formless as well as in form. Lord Sri Krishna tells in Gita, Ajaho visanna vyayatma, bhuta nami swaropi san, prakritim swamadhisthaya, sambhavamyatma mayaya. O Arjun, I am immortal. I am Lord of all creatures, but without sacrificing my own Satchidananda Lakshana, Swarupa Bhuta nature, and from my divine power, I incarnate. So incarnating is called form, and he who incarnates is formless.
You just heard the views of Sharda Dwarka Peeth and Jyotirmad Patrinath Peethadhishwar Shankaracharya Swarupanand Saraswati Ji Maharaj. Now, let us know the views of Puri Peethadhishwar Shankaracharya Swami Shri Nishchalanand Saraswati Ji Maharaj.
Shankaracharya ji, is God in form or is he formless? If there are both situations, then clarify how is he in form and how is he formless. Maya tatmidam sarvam jagada vyaktam murtina. Lord Shri Krishna tells in Gita that this world is in form, not absolute. Everything of world, water, earth, light. If we say light, water and earth all can be perceived and are in form, people call him to be in kind of form. This world is also not always in shape. Some part is in form and some in formless. Like air is formless, means it has no shape. Sky is formless, means it has no shape. So God told, I am. Like that, from the hidden image, this whole world exists like a pot, or jug, or sakore, etc. are made of mud. It means that the world does not always remain. It is also formless and also in shape. Similarly, the attributes of our God are formless. Next. Shankaracharya ji, do you believe Purans to be true? Absolutely true.
You just heard the views of respected Puri Peethadhishwar Shankaracharya Swami Shri Nishchalanand Maharaj's views. Now, let us listen to the views of respected Shri Madhavacharya Maharaj's views. What do you believe? Is God in form or formless?
God is formless as well as in form and arbitrary. He is in all the three forms.
You just heard the views of respected Shri Madhavacharya Maharaj's views. Now, let us listen to the views of Sringeri Peethadhishwar Shri Bharti Tirth Ji Maharaj's views.
Is God in form or is he formless? If there are both situations, then how? Please clarify.
No, God is basically shapeless. He is formless, this is the truth. But to favor devotees, they take form in this world. This is also truth.
You just heard the views of pious Hindu religion's respected world-class Shankaracharyas. Now, let us listen to the views of Chief of Arya Samaj. Saint Rampal Ji Das Ji says that Swami Dayanand believes God is formless and this ideology of theirs is wrong.
Arya Samaj, Swami Dayanand and Ved consider God to be formless.
You just heard the views of the Chief of Arya Samaj. Now, let us listen to the views of Jagadguru Tattvadarshi Saint Rampal Ji Maharaj.
सतगुरुदेव की जय। बंदी छोड़ कबीर परमेश्वर जी की जय। बंदी छोड़ गरीबदास जी महाराज जी की जय। स्वामी राम देवानंद जी गुरु महाराज जी की जय हो। गिरिव नमो नमो सतपुरुष को नमस्कार, गुरु की नहीं सुर नर मुनि जन साधुओं संतों सर्वसदी नहीं। सतगुरु साहेब संत सब दंडोतम प्रणाम, आगे पीछे मध्य हुए तिनको जा कुर्बान।
You virtuous souls are listening to the correct spiritual knowledge. In this, you will get knowledge of deep secrets of your holy scriptures. Pious souls, you did not get discourses, and what you have accepted considering them as discourses is absolute nonsense. What is not mentioned in our holy scriptures, that worship is against scriptures, is arbitrary practice. There is no benefit from it. What was the reason our religious gurus knew Sanskrit, but their spiritual knowledge was zero? They were devoid of true spiritual knowledge and are still deprived. Who are our religious gurus? Acharya, Shankaracharya and other Mandaleshwar. These all are our religious gurus. So pious souls, our religious leaders were devoid of spiritual knowledge and were ignorant of our holy scriptures. There was no other religion before the pious Hindu religion. One either didn't worship, or if they worshipped, they did it according to the Vedas. The upliftment of pious Hindu religion is believed to be through Adi Shankaracharya. He was born 2520 years ago from today, means 508 years before Isa ji. From then on, only Christian religion started spreading. Isa ji was born 2012 years ago from today. And after Christianity, Muslim religion started spreading. It's been almost 1400 years. We are born in pious Hindu religion. The holy scriptures of Hindu religion are considered to be pious four Vedas, holy Srimad Bhagavad Gita, pious Puranas, and our Acharya, Shankaracharya and these Mandaleshwars who are our guru of Hindu religion. They used to say that we are providing the knowledge according to Puranas, Vedas and Gitas. Actually, they did not even know the ABC of Purana, Vedas and Gita ji. So, pious souls, if someone asks from them whether God is in form or formless, then they tell God is formless as well as is in form. Well, did they read Vedas? They did not even know the ABC of Vedas. Had they been familiar with Vedas, would they speak these words that God is formless? They say, in fact, He is formless. In other words, they say that when He incarnates here, He, after taking birth like Ram, Shri Krishna, Vishnu, they call them the incarnation of God, then He is in form. Well, Vedas tell He is in form, in man form like humans. He lives in SATLOK. So did these Acharya, Shankaracharya have knowledge of Vedas? From our pious Hindu religion's holy scriptures, I will prove to you how is God, what is His name in pious Vedas. Now there are 4 to 5 verses of Rig Ved which will absolutely clear the concept that He is Kabir God. He is like humans. He resides in that third ultimate abode, means in the third topmost place in Dhulok. His name is Bandi Chhod, Kabir Bandi Chhod, the destroyer of sins. I will show you. Look, this is Rig Ved part number 9 and 10 are collectively translated in pious souls. This translation is another wonder that the interpreters of this pious Rig Veda are same people who believe God is formless, and God made them write from their own hands. He did mercy on you and made it clear. This Arya Samaj was founded by Maharishi Dayanand Saraswati and the followers of Maharishi Dayanand, and Maharishi Dayanand himself has done interpretation of Vedas, and Maharishi Dayanand and his followers believe God is formless. They do not believe in any incarnation, and have themselves written that God is worthy to be seen as a king. He resides in upper region, whereas it is the law of Arya Samaj and Maharishi Dayanand Swami that God doesn't live at a place, and they believe Vedas to be true, and whatever is written in Vedas is final. The slave is its interpreter. It is a must thing, and the slave has already done, but no one would have believed. They say, according to their own belief, everyone has interpreted Vedas, but no one knows its reality. Now there is no scope left, as it is written by them only. According to Vedas, we believe God is in form. It is their translation only, and it is the truth. God casted stones on their intelligence at the time these 4-5 verses were being translated. Otherwise, for rest, they have done all nuisance. They did not interpret these Vedas. Corrected. Lord has done mercy on you. Otherwise, they would have said, your Guruji does not know Sanskrit. How will he interpret Vedas? He is deceiving you. Now he made these engineers translate these gurus. Publisher is Sarvadheshik, Arya Pratinidhi Sabha, Maharishi Dayanand Bhavan, Ramlila Ground, New Delhi. These are their phone and fax numbers. Printer, Prince Offset Printers, 1510 Patodi House, Daryaganj, New Delhi, 11002. Look, this is the Rigved part number 9, chapter number 86, verse number 26. यज्ञ करने वाले यजमानों के लिए भगवान means, Yag means religious ceremonies, those devotees who worship. Yajman means devotees. God makes the path for his devotees smooth and destroys all their obstacles and hardships, makes them pure, and by simplifying his form, that radiantly illuminated God, here they made the meaning of Kabir as omniscient. They should have written that God Kabir. Now this concept needs to be made clear here, because God says,
नौमन सूत उलझिया ऋषि रहे जखमार, और सतगुरु ऐसा सुलझा देगा उलझे ना दूजी बार.
look, this is Yajurved, translated by same Maharishi Dayanand. And from where is this published? Sarvadeshik Arya Pratinidhi Sabha, Maharishi Dayanand Bhavan, 2/5, Ramlila Ground, New Delhi. Translated by Maharishi Dayanand. Printer, Prince Offset Printers, 15/10, Patodi House, Daryaganj, New Delhi. This is the first mantra of the 36th chapter. This is Shatri Shwadhyay, means 36th chapter, Yajurved Bhasha Bhashya. This is the 36th chapter, first verse. Richam Vacham Parpade Manu Yaju Parpade. This word is Yaju. This word is Yajuhu. Two prefixes are put. Here is its translation by Maharishi Dayanand. Yaju means Yajurved. Absolutely correct, because the glory of Yajurved was being written and talked about, so it is written Yaju. So Yaju means it is understood the information is about Yajurved. So where they have made it Kavi, they made the meaning of Kabir as Kavi, so it means God Kabir. It will be a must to write. Wherever there is a glory of God, it will be compulsory to write the meaning of Kavi as God Kabir. And wherever Kavi is used to glorify a poet, it will be compulsory to write poet. There's no point in writing omniscient. No poet has ever been omniscient. So this is understood. So wherever this word Kavi would be written, look. In fact, I will show you in the main chapter. This is Rigved, part number 9. 9 and 10 are collectively translated. Rigved, part number 9. Chapter number 86. Verse number 26. In the main chapter, this is Gah Konvano, Nirjanah, Haryantaha, Kaviratyo. This word is Kavir, we call it Kabir. And they have separated and written it like this. They should write here, he is God Kabir, because God's glory is discussed. It is of God and not of a poet. Here the word is Kavi. It is not for a poet. This is for the God. His name is God Kabir. We call him Lord Kabir Ba, like we call Ved as Bed in our local language. Similarly, we call Kabir as Kabir. Dev means God. We call Sahib, we call Kabir Sahib. About that weaver from Kashi, these Vedas are providing evidence. And God told 600 years ago to Dharamdas, Vedas are my secret. I am not found anywhere apart from Vedas, but through which Veda I am attainable, even Vedas do not know, because Vedas glorify Lord Kabir, but the way of worship, the method of adoration, the path of worship is only till level of this Brahm, the chanting of Om and 5 sacrifices, nothing else. So, come here again to this. We are reading verse of Rigved part number 9, chapter number 86, verse 1. We come here by simplifying his form, that radiantly illuminated God, Lord Kabir. It has to be written Kabir Dev, means Kabir Sahib. He descends as lightning, does spectacles and meets admirable people. Varnya means superior souls. He meets best souls. What is his intention and where does he reside? Rigved part number 9, chapter number 86, verse number 27 made it clear that radiantly illuminated God, that God lives in Dhulok, who resides in the third topmost abode. He resides there in third topmost portion. That God in Dhulok, he resides in the third topmost abode, means Satlok also has 3 divisions like Delhi is our capital, but there is outer Delhi, another is surroundings like markets etc. One is capital. Similar is the capital of God in the third topmost abode. Rest of his creation is separate. Look, Rigved part number 9, chapter 82, verse number 1. God, who is the creator of all, radiantly illuminated, who showers virtues, who destroys sins, who ends sins. He is like a king, is enthroned like a king. Look, we are reading on 269. We move next on 270. We have come on 270. As a king, he is viewable. He is worth noticing. He is in form visible like humans. And on earth and around universes he comes. He meets good people who are firm devotees, and while purifying them, is attained to them, just how lightning falls on its affectionate material. Look, with which intention he comes. We are reading Rigved part number 9, chapter 82, verse number 2. First we have read, O God, with the intention to preach means with the desire to impart true spiritual knowledge, with the intention to provide true knowledge, to provide Satchidanand Ghana Brahmas. Suksham Ved, you meet great people, you meet virtuous souls, and like an ultimate dynamic material, you descend with speed and attain our spiritual sacrifices, means our religious rituals. See, you are Lord Kabir. You are Kabir Dev, Kabir Sahib. You are pure. By destroying our sins, O immortal God, you provide us happiness, pious souls. What is proved that God is like humans? Pious Vedas has revealed that God resides in Dhulok, in the third topmost abode that is radiantly illuminated. Dhulok means in the brightest region that God is enthroned. He is like humans. God is worthy to be seen as a king. He descends from there and meets virtuous souls. Who did this spectacle? It is God Kabir Sahib, that weaver from Kashi, that weaver from Kashi. So, who is God? Kabir is God. Pious souls, this concept is clear that God has a body. Pious souls, In Vedas it is written that he is called Bandi Chhod. He is Kambir liberator. See, this is Yajurved. It is same Yajurved translated by Maharishi Dayanand Saraswati. The publisher is Sarvadeshik Arya Pratinidhi Sabha, 2/5 Maharishi Dayanand Bhavan, Ramlila Ground, New Delhi. This is by Maharishi Dayanand Saraswati. It is published from same place. I will show you its chapter number 5, verse 32. See, this is Panchamo Adhyay, 5th chapter, Yajurved, Bhashyam. This is chapter 5, verse number 32. What is written here? Ushi Gasik, Kavir Anghari Asi, call it Kabir, Banbhari Asi, Vambharis Avasyur Asidu, Vasva Yuchu, Andhyur Asi, Marj Liye. Then what is written here? Rit Dhama Swar Jyoti. Now we will read their translation. O God of universe, the way you are illuminated. Asi means are. Anghari means you are the enemy of bad creatures. Anghari means you are enemy of evils. Ari means enemy. Agh means sin, that is enemy of sins, evil destroyer, one who destroys sins. Poet. Here it is written poet. This is Lord Kabir. Look, Kabir. We call him Kabir, Kabir Dev. You are Kabir Dev, and Bambhari means enemy of bondage. Ari means enemy. Bamb means bondage. You are Bandi Chhod, enemy of bondages. Bandi Chhod, we call him Bandi Chhod. And you, Rit Dhama Swar Jyoti. Swar Jyoti means self-illuminated region. Which region? Rit Dhama. Sat Dham Yukt. Asi means you are. Rit means Sat. They wrote the meaning as Dham. We call it region. You reside in Satlok. You are the resident of Satlok. You reside in Satlok. Rit Dhama. Pious souls, we identified with so much evidences that who is God? How is He? Till now, regarding God, there had been folklores that God is formless. It was merely a legend, not the reality. Do they have knowledge about Vedas, scriptures? God tells,
ये माला पैर हुए हैं मुक्ता सटदल उआ बाई बकदा. ये उआ बाई बकरे.
is there any authenticity of the knowledge of Shankaracharyas? Someone asks from them whether God is in form or formless. Then they tell God is formless as well as in form. Well, did they read Vedas? They do not even know the ABC of Vedas. Had they been familiar with Vedas, would they speak the words that God is formless? They say in fact He is formless. In other words, they say that when He incarnates here after taking birth like Ram, Shri Krishna, Vishnu, they call them the incarnation of God, then He is in form. Well, Ved tells He is in form, in man form like humans. He lives in Satlok. So did these Acharya, Shankaracharya have knowledge of Vedas? They did not have the knowledge of Puranas. Vedas are too far of thing.
निरंजन धन तेरा दरबार निरंजन धन तेरा दरबार जहाँ पर तनिक ना न्याय विचार. पाखंडी की पूजा जग में संत को कहें लबाड़. पाखंडी की पूजा जग में संत को कहें लबाड़. अज्ञानी को परम विवेकी ज्ञानी को मूड गंवार निरंजन धन तेरा दरबार निरंजन धन तेरा दरबार जहाँ पर तनिक न न्याय विचार. कह कबीर सुनो भाई साधो, या सब उल्टा व्यवहार। कह कबीर सुनो भाई साधो, या सब उल्टा व्यवहार। सच्चों को तो ये झूठा बतावे, इन झूठों का एतबार निरंजन। धन तेरा दरबार निरंजन, धन तेरा दरबार जहां पर तनिक ना न्याय विचार।
You just heard the views of Jagadguru Tattvadarshi Saint Rampal Ji Maharaj. Come, now let us listen to the views of pious Hindu religion's respected world-class Shankaracharyas. Do you believe Puranas to be true?
We do.
Who is the respected deity and divinity of Badrinath Mutt?
The respected deity, one is Badrinath and second is goddess Purnagiri.
Is Shri Krishna Vishnu Narayana? Is same God Narayana?
It's like that. Sri Krishna Ji is the incarnation of Almighty God. Lord Vishnu is also his incarnation.
Apart from this, we have also heard that Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh also worship someone else. Who is he?
They worship their own forms.
We have heard Brahmaji Rajgun, Vishnuji Sadgun and Shivji is Tamogun. Do you agree with this?
Here's the thing, there is only one God. According to three virtues, with Rajogun they become Brahma, with Satogun they become Vishnu, and to destroy with Tamogun they become Shiva.
Who is your most respected God?
Ours, the one who is respected according to Upanishads is Parabrahma. You do not have the right to clear this. You are asking everything from us. This is in our mind. It is about practice. Our Guru can only tell us, and we can tell that only. This is not to be told on the channel.
This is the publication of Sri Mata Compuses, Private Limited publication, Ashad Purnama, Samvat 2066, that is July 2009, year 8, number 97, price rupees 10. He is Narayan, means Sri Vishnu Ji. This is their God, Sri Vishnu Ji, and Sri Brahma Ji, and Sri Shankar Ji. They are their respected deities. He is worshipping goddess Parvati and is graceful near her idol, Sri Swarupananji Saraswati Ji.
You just heard the views of Sharda Dwarka Peeth and Jyotirmat Badrinath Peethadhishwar Shankaracharya Swarupanand Saraswati Ji Maharaj. Now, let us know the views of Puri Peethadhishwar Shankaracharya Swami Sri Nishchalanand Saraswati Ji Maharaj.
Shankaracharya ji, what is the name of respected deity of Puri Govardhan Mutt? Sri Jagannath ji is our deity, adorable Lord, and Bhagavati Vimla is our adorable goddess. Shankaracharya ji, who is your most desired God? Satchidanand Swarup Sarveshwar is our desirable God. So, Shankaracharya ji, do you believe Puranas to be true? Ultimate truth.
This is the publication of Sri Mata Compuses, Private Limited publication, Ashad Purnama, Samvat 2066, that is July 2009, year 8, number 97, price rupees 10. He is Narayan, means Sri Vishnu Ji. He is their God, Sri Vishnu Ji, and Sri Brahma Ji, and Sri Shankar Ji. They worship these deities.
You just heard the views of respected Puri Peethadhishwar Shankaracharya Swami Sri Nishchalanand Saraswati Ji Maharaj. Now, let us listen to the views of respected Sri Madhvacharya Maharaj. Do you believe Puranas to be true?
It is true.
What is the name of adorable deity of Badrinath Mutt?
God Narayan.
God Narayan.
He is worshipped over there.
And worshipped goddess?
Goddess Purnamba.
Who is your desirable god?
Anyone can be the desirable god. We all worship our five element deity. There are five gods.
Maharaji, tell us what is the greatest phrase of Badrinath Mutt and in which Upanishad is it described?
Aham Atma Brahma. This is in Atharved. Aham Atma Brahma.
Is Shri Krishna ji is Vishnu, that is God Narayan?
Vishnu ji and God Narayan is the same. He is Shri Krishna. He is only Narayan and Vishnu.
We have heard Brahma ji is Rajoguna, Vishnu ji is Satoguna and Shiv ji is Tamoguna. Do you agree with this?
Rajgun, Tamgun, Sadgun. These are three gods. Rajgun does the creation, Brahma ji, and nourishment is done by Lord Vishnu ji. Satguni, and destruction is done by Lord Rudra. He is Tamguni.
We have heard that Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh also worship someone else. Is it correct?
Yes, they do. This is correct.
So who is he? Means whom do they worship?
Lord Vishnu worships Lord Ram, Lord Shiva worships Lord Ram, and Lord Ram worships Lord Shankar.
What is the difference between Uttam and Anuttam? What do you think is the difference?
Uttam, which is good, which is superior. Anuttam, which is less than that, that is Anuttam.
In Gita chapter 7 verse 18, why is the god who is narrating Gita is telling his worship to be inferior?
He did not say his true worship to be inferior. The practice is not said as inferior. Worship is superior.
This is the publication of Sri Mata Compuses, Private Limited publication, Ashad Purnama, Samvat 2066, that is July 2009, year 8, number 97, price rupees 10. He is Narayan, means Sri Vishnu Ji. He is their god, Sri Vishnu Ji, and Sri Brahma Ji, and Sri Shankar Ji. They worship these deities.
You just heard the views of respected Sri Madhvacharya Maharaj. Come, now let us listen to the views of Sringeri Peethadhishwar Sri Bharti Teethji Maharaj.
Do you believe Puranas to be true?
Yes, Puranas are true. How can we consider Puranas to be untrue? For us, Puranas are true.
Is Sri Krishna ji, Vishnu ji, that is Narayan God?
Yes, Lord Krishna is the incarnation of Lord Narayan.
We have heard Brahma ji Rajogun, Vishnu ji Satogun, and Shiv ji is Tamogun. Do you agree with this?
Yes, in Shastras it is like this. Yes, it is correct. It's correct.
We have heard that Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh all worship someone else.
No, nothing like that. They do not worship anyone else.
What is the name of your venerable deity?
I told you there is only one God. So how can there be venerable or non-venerable deities? How can that be? There is only one God.
This is the publication of Sri Mata Compuses, Private Limited publication, Ashad Purnama, Samvat 2066, that is July 2009, year 8, number 97, price rupees 10. He is Narayan, means Sri Vishnu Ji. He is their god, Sri Vishnu Ji, and Sri Brahma Ji, and Sri Shankar Ji. They worship these deities.
You just heard the views of pious Hindu religions respected world-class Shankaracharyas. Now, let us listen to the views of Jagadguru Tattvadarshi Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj.
सतगुरुदेव की जय। बंदी छोड़ कबीर परमेश्वर जी की जय। बंदी छोड़ गरीबदास जी महाराज जी की जय। स्वामी राम देवानंद जी गुरु महाराज जी की जय हो। गरीब नमो नमो सतपुरुष को नमस्कार। गुरु की नहीं सुर नर मुनि जन साधुओं संतों सर्वस्दी नहीं। सतगुरु साहेब संत सब दंडोतम प्रणाम। आगे पीछे मध्य हुए तिनको जा कुर्बान।
Pious souls, you had been listening, especially in last 2-3 years, that there will be a Holocaust in 2012. Now, how do they present the meaning of Holocaust, that the earth will be destroyed? it won't be that Holocaust. It will be Holocaust of immorality. Lawlessness will die, and it will be the Holocaust of ignorance and enlightenment of knowledge. And that Holocaust will be in 2012. Someone asked one Shankaracharya that who is your venerable deity? He said, Parabrahm God. He asked him to tell in detail who is that Param Brahm God. Then he says, what right do you have to ask? Whom do we worship? The slave will tell who their respected deity is. See this. I will show you their respected deity. This is written by them only. They feel shy now. Look, this is their respected deity. This is Srimata Computers Private Limited publication, Ashad Purnima, Samvat 2066, that is July 2009, year 8, number 97, price 10. He is Narayan, means Sri Vishnuji. He is their God. Sri Vishnuji, Sri Brahmaji, Sri Shankarji, they are their respective deities. Pious souls, in the discourses of the slave, mainly there are three. Brahm means three gods, three lords. One is Kshar Brahm, one is Akshar Brahm, one is Paramakshar Brahm. In other words, one is Kshar Purush, one is Akshar Purush, and one is Paramakshar Purush. In other words, Ish, Ishwar, Parameshwar. These three are the main gods. Almighty is in fact one, but the knowledge which is given in our holy scriptures is about all the three. Apart from them, there are other three gods, Rajogun Shri Brahma, Satogun Shri Vishnuji, and Tamogun Shri Shankarji. And Adi Shakti, Prakriti Devi, is this Durga. After them, there are a lot of deities who are worshipping superior gods, have filled some air in their tires, means they have accumulated worship of God and have attained few powers and seem to be superior to other creatures. They are also deity, means they are apart from Sri Brahmaji, Rajgun, Sri Vishnuji, Satgun, and Sri Shivji, Tamogun, and other gods, and they are not counted as main deities in a spiritual knowledge. In other words, the slave says they are not gods, they are not Ish, not Swami, not gods. Common people won't be able to accept this, particularly the pious Hindus, religious people, because our religious gurus have taught us all wrong, and not just for one day. It's been thousands of years we have been listening that Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh are Lord of Lords. They neither take birth nor die. They do not have parents. They are self-existing. Hence, when this slave says that, told that they are not God, it will become highly controversial if evidences are not provided. I will show you evidence once, and this is written in this Shiv Puran, in this pious Shiv Puran, that there arose a tussle, a quarrel between Sri Brahmaji, Rajogun, and Sri Vishnuji, Satogun. Brahmaji says, I am the creator of all. Vishnu, you are my son. Vishnuji said, you are born from my navel, you are my son. He says, I am your father. Other says, I am your father. Both fought. To stop the battle, this Kal, God, who is their father, whom these saints, these Hindu religious gurus call as Sadashiv, that Sadashiv stood a pillar in between them, highly illuminated, a very huge pillar, very long. So they forgot to fight and started searching its end. When they failed, then their father, that is of Brahmaji, Vishnuji and Shivji, this Sadashiv disguised as Shiva, came and stood there and started giving them knowledge. You consider yourself to be God. You are not God. You are not God. Pious souls, if this slave will say, they will feel bad, but their history tells and that will be acceptable to you. Look, this is Shri Shiv Mahapuran, Hindi Tika Sahit, Part 1, Shri Shiv Mahapuran, Vidya Varidhi, Pandit Jwala Prasad, Shri Mishra Krit, Hindi Tika Sahit, Hemraj Shri Krishna Das Publication, Bombay. It is published from here. See this. We will start from its page number 11. This is Vidheshwar Samhita, Part 1, Chapter 6. Nandikeshwar said, O Yogendra, once Lord Vishnu used to rest on Sheshnag along with his vehicle, other counselors, and with Lakshmi, at that time superior amongst all spiritual scholars, that is Brahmaji. Now how are these Brahmagyani? Just see, he came there according to his wish and asked the lotus-eyed Vishnuji, who was sleeping on a beautiful bed, who are you? Who, like an arrogant man, and is sleeping in front of me, O Vats, my son? Brahmaji is saying to Vishnuji, look, my son, I, your Lord, has come. I, your master, has come. One who does give respect at Guru's arrival, that stupid should regret. Hearing this, Vishnuji got annoyed from within. Actually, he became furious but pretended to be calm. But outside he remained calm and said, O Vats, my son, I bless you for your well-being. Come sit here. Vishnuji says to Brahmaji, come sit, my child. Why are your eyes twisted and face curved? Brahmaji was furious. Brahmaji said, O Vats, my son Vishnu, you have pride in you due to effect of time. My son, I am your savior and the father of the universe. Vishnuji said, this entire universe is within me. Like a thief, why do you call it yours? You are born from my navel, so you are my son, and calling me your son is a waste. Nandikeshwar said, in this way Brahma and Vishnu, both influenced by Rajogun, started arguing. I am superior, I am the Lord. Saying this with the intention to kill each other, they got excited and started fighting. Now see, all deities came in an airplane. They are ready to fight, and whatever our deities did, all deities came in airplanes to watch that amazing war, and they started showering flowers on them from the sky. Wow, deities! Is this deity's job? If two brothers are fighting due to whatever reason, a gentleman should intervene to calm them and stop war. And these deities shower flowers, yes, chop and die. Let us see who is strong. Therefore, all this path is messed up by souls due to lack of this true spiritual knowledge. Now we move to the context where it is mentioned in pious Purana that Brahma and Vishnu, you are not God. You are not God. Look, we have come on page 17 of Vidheshwar Samhita, part 1, chapter 9. Same context is going on till here. Nandikeshwar said in this way, God to those humble ones. Now what had happened, as I had told you, in between both Brahma and Vishnu who were fighting, a huge pillar was erected, highly illuminated pillar, a huge one whose end both of them could not find, and later he himself came, who, their father, they call him Sadashiv, this Kal Brahma, who gave the knowledge of Gita. Now see here, just now I showed you, here on page 17 of Vidheshwar Samhita, part 1, chapter 9, Nandikeshwar said in this way, God to those humbled Brahma and Vishnu by doing a favor. In collaboration in that war, both their soldiers were killed, see here, to remove their ignorance and hatred. What did he say? God, Kal God, what did Sadashiv said? Form and formless, there are two forms of me. No one else is God except me. Due to this reason, there cannot be two forms of him. First is pillar form and second is idol form that he held. In this, the Brahma form is complete. This is complete, not ineffective, and God's form is universal. Both these forms of mine are perfect. They cannot be of anyone else. In this way, to you both, or even to others, there cannot be attainment of God. Out of ignorance, you have considered yourself as God. Out of ignorance, you have considered yourself as God. This is amazing. And to clear that, I have come in the battlefield. Now both of you keep your ego aside and considering me as God, focus on me. Entire regions are illuminating because of my grace. My sons, this Sadashiv Kal is saying to Brahma and Vishnu, you have attained your powers from worship, which are creation and nourishment of the universe, that I have given you after being pleased. Similarly, another two deeds I have given to Rudra and Maheshwar. Now see what this slave is trying to prove. One is Brahma and Vishnu, and then Rudra and Maheshwar, these four. Beyond them, this fifth is Sadashiv, who is the father of Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh ji, and who is their mother, that is Durga. Look here. This is written by Adi Shankaracharya ji, one collection of 5 holy scriptures. Its name is Shankar Pancham. This is page number 135. See the page number below. What is written? These verses are told by Adi Shankaracharya ji, which are scripted. It is said in verse number 29. It is written, who is the biggest animal? One who has read scriptures but still does not practice religion and neither has the knowledge of the true self. He is the biggest animal. Now you decide who are the biggest animals. Kabir Sahib says that
कंठी माला सुमरनी और टिक्की बिंदी ला के, कंठी माला सुमरनी ये पैरे से क्या हो, ऊपर डूंडा साध का और अंतर रख्या खो।
From outside, they seem to be great saints. They apply marks on forehead by wearing prayer beads. It seems they are intellectuals, great scholars, but actually, they do not know ABC. They have no knowledge. They are filled with ignorance. Upar dunda sadhaka, merely show off as if he is a great scholar, pretends to be intelligent, but they filled with ignorance, no knowledge. They believe Gita Ji to be their base, that no other holy book is like Gita. Srimad Bhagavad Gita is a precious holy book, and they give mantras like Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Radhe Sham, Sita Ram. Tell us, are they mentioned anywhere in Gita Ji? They themselves are getting fooled as well as ruining the lives of all souls. Earlier, we did not have the spiritual knowledge. We could not understand their nuisance. What all rubbish they talked. Kabir God comes in all eras, but in Satyug, Treta and Dwapar, he comes with different names. In Satyug with Sat Sukrat name, in Treta with Muninder name, and in Dwapar with Karunamaya name, and in Kaliyug, he comes with his original name Kabir with name Kabir. Pious souls, 600 years ago, God had told about the creation of Sri Brahmaji, Sri Vishnuji, Sri Shivji, and the creation of their father and mother. The information about Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh, God had told 600 years ago. But these ignorant rishis, maharishis, saints, ignorant of true spiritual knowledge, these Mandleshwars did not let the spiritual knowledge of God, that correct knowledge, reach masses and continued saying that Kabir lies, he is illiterate. What does he know about God? What does he know about Vedas, Gita and Puranas? Because he does not have the knowledge of letter, he is not familiar with the Sanskrit language. And those saints, though were familiar with Sanskrit language, but their spiritual knowledge was zero. A problem remained in front of us. They used to say that Kabir is a weaver. He does not have the right to education. How can he know about Puranas, Quran, Vedas and Gita? He tells all lies. He says that those who worship these three gods never ever get salvation. God used to say that
गुण तीनों की भक्ति में ये भूल पड़ो संसारे, कहे कबीर निज नाम बिना कैसे उतरो पारे। तीन देव की जो करते भक्ति, उनकी कदे ना होवे मुक्ति।
God used to tell this 600 years ago that those who worship these three gods, Rajgun Brahma, Satgun Vishnu, Tamgun Shivji, they can never attain salvation. The Hindu religious gurus got strongly agitated against God, also made the public do same by misleading masses that Kabir is a liar, he speaks lies. Sri Brahmaji, Sri Vishnuji, Sri Shivji do not have parents. They are immortal, supreme lords, eternal, omnipotent, almighty. They are the creator of the universe, who, Sri Vishnuji, some devotees call Shankarji as the protagonist of the whole universe. Pious souls, those fake people were successful then. They said Kabir is not educated, he does not know Sanskrit language. Therefore, whatever our gurus are telling, that knowledge is only true. So they won, and highly respected God Kabir took his dear soul Dharamdas ji to eternal place, took him to Satlok, to that third ultimate abode where he himself is enthroned, is seated on the throne, and made him familiar with the situation of those whole universe, made him familiar with Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, He made him talk with them. They themselves told that we are mortals, we take birth and die. God is someone else about whom even we are ignorant. Then Dharabdas believed that in reality they are mortals, these Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, and that God is someone else about whom they are ignorant, and he is standing along with me with Kabir name. Then Dharamdas asked from God that, Lord, now we know that Sri Brahma Ji, Sri Vishnu Ji, Sri Shiv Ji are mortals. They take birth and die. Then how can their devotees get salvation? And till Brahm, Satan, everything is mortal. O God, with this it is proved that these Vedas, Quran, Puran, Bible, Ved and Gita, with this it is proved that these are all wrong. Then God had said, Vedas are not false, liars are those who have not understood them. These scriptures are not false, liars are those who have not understood them. They continued reading it, scriptures, cramming it. They would learn Sanskrit, and by sitting in between illiterates, two scholars used to have dialogue. One who spoke more Sanskrit won, because the decision was in the hands of the public, who did not understand anything what they are talking. Once a famous scholar was doing sermon at a place. He used to preach. He was famous in his area, and it was said that such a scholar of Vedas and Gitas, Puranas, is never seen or heard. So much was his glory. An uneducated traveler was going to his destination for some work. On the way, he saw an ongoing discourse. Sermon was ongoing. Some saint was narrating. When inquired about him, it was told that he is a famous great scholar, highly intellectual of Gita, Vedas and Puran. He thought to listen it for 10-20 minutes or half an hour, then continue with his journey. He sat to listen. Till he was sitting, the scholar continued speaking Sanskrit. He thought, now it's been half an hour, I have to go as well. So he left. I have heard enough. While he was going, on way there was a milkman. He asked, from where have you come, traveller? Where are you going? That traveller told he is going to so-and-so village, and I have come from this side. Then that milkman said, on his way in this city, a saint has come. Did you hear his discourse? He told, yes, I have come after listening. How did you find it? He said, it was simply amazing. Then the milkman said, tell me also something. I was not fortunate to attend that since I have animals with me. Tell me a few God's words which you have heard. Then what he says, that traveller, I do not know what he said. He was speaking in Sanskrit, but he did wonders. Damn, to such wonder when you don't even know what he said. And he claimed it was simply amazing. So pious souls, similarly, based on these folklores, overheard stories from each other, they became scholars and saints. They do not even know ABC, none of them. Now the fact the slave told that no one knew anything won't be digested by devotees. How come no one knew? Leave aside everyone, even Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh also do not have knowledge except God, Kabir, or those great people whom God met. Rest no one has knowledge. Now, pious souls, the secrets in holy scriptures which till date these fake gurus, saints, and Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh also could not understand. I have understood them completely, and those are being put in front of you. There is nothing to feel proud. And this is reality. What the slave is trying to explain is that as of today, no one has correct spiritual knowledge except this slave. But those great men whom God had met had complete knowledge. How can they remain novice who have met God? Who were those? Respected Dharamdas Sahib Ji, respected Malukdas Sahib Ji, respected Nanak Sahib Ji, respected Dadu Sahib Ji, respected Garibdas Sahib Ji from Chodani village, Jhajjar, Haryana, and respected Ghisa Das Sahib Ji, Khekra village, district Meerut, Uttar Pradesh. Beyond these great men who are in the knowledge of the slave, apart from these, no one had the spiritual knowledge. All were talking rubbish. I will show you some glimpse. See, this is Srimad Devi Bhagvat, Sachitra Mota type, published from Gita Press, Gorakhpur. Srimad Devi Bhagvat, Sachitra Mota type. Editor is Hanuman Prasad Podar, Chiman Lal Goswami. Publisher and printer is Gita Press, Gorakhpur, Govind Office, Kolkata. We will read its first chapter on page number 28. Now look, once there was a dialogue between Narad Ji and Vyas Ji. Vyas Ji asked a question from Narad Ji. Then Narad Ji replied. Narad Ji said, respected Vyas Ji, what you are asking from me, same question my father asked from Lord Shri Vishnu. God of gods, Vishnu Ji is the owner of universe. Lakshmi Ji is always present in his service. Divine jewels enhance his beauty. He has conch, wheel weapon and mace. He wears yellow. He has 4 arms. He is the provider of shelter to entire world. This is Vishnu Ji's glory Narad Ji is doing that Brahma Ji had told. He is the teacher of the world and the Lord of Lords. Such Lord of universe, Shri Vishnu, was doing great penance, worship. He was in a trance. Seeing this, my father Brahmaji got amazed. Hence he desired to know. Brahmaji asked God, you are the chief of gods, Lord of universe, and only ruler of past, future and present. God, then why are you doing worship? And in which deity's worship were you engrossed? To me, this is a massive surprise. You are God of gods and the Lord of the entire universe, and you are in trance. This is the knowledge of Shri Brahmaji. He is telling Vishnu Ji to be supreme. Listening to the courteous words of Brahmaji, Lord Shri Hari means Vishnu Ji said, Shri Hari told Brahman, listen to me carefully. I will express idea of my mind. Deities, devils and humans all believe that you create this universe. I nourish and Shankarji destroys. Vedas learned man through their analysis prove that to create, nourish and destroy these abilities which we have got, its ruling power is Shakti Devi, Durga. They say to create the universe you have been granted with the royal power means Brahmaji got creation power and I have got nourishing power, that is Vishnu Ji. In Rudra, there is emergence of destructive power, means this Shiv Ji is the destroyer. Devoid of that power, you cannot run this creation. I won't be successful to nourish and Rudra won't be able to carry the work of destruction. We all have been successful in our work with the support of that Durga power. Listen, I will put forth both direct and indirect evidences being dependent on that power itself. I rest on this serpent, Sheshnag, and wake up immediately when it's time for creation. I am always worshipping and can never be liberated from that nourishing force. Sometimes I get privileged to spend pleasant time with Lakshmi. Most of times I fight with demons. It is my prime duty to kill the enormous bodies of demons who terrorize the whole world. Look, here they have done a great job of their spiritual knowledge. They have done wonder. Shri Vishnuji is saying that by all means I have to remain submissive to that power, means Durga, goddess of nature. I remain in constant meditation of that power, Bhagavati, Brahmaji. To my knowledge, as per my spiritual knowledge, Vishnuji says, based on my spiritual knowledge, no one else is greater other than this power, Bhagavati. Here comes the end of spiritual knowledge of Shri Brahmaji and Shri Vishnuji. Brahmaji claims Vishnuji to be supreme, Lord of all deities, Lord of entire universe, and he says, I remain submissive to Durga. I worship her, I meditate her, I worship her, and in my knowledge, as per my spiritual knowledge, as much knowledge I have, no deity is superior to this goddess Durga. Here comes the end of spiritual knowledge of Shri Vishnuji. Now, what does Durga ji say? What does goddess say to the king of mountains while telling her spiritual knowledge? Look, 7th chapter, and this is page number 562. On page 562, Wisdom Sermon by Goddess to Mountain and description of the Brahma form. Initially, she has given some information about herself, but then said it is also not complete. Shri Devi ji says, King of Mountains, what is the form of that Brahma? This is being told. The illuminated form located close to each one in their heart, popular with the name Guhachar, which is the superior position, means that is ultimate, attainable, that is beyond the knowledge of people, means it is difficult to understand by all of you. Know this. The highly illuminated form, which is also extremely small, micro, where entire regions and all creatures are located, that is Akshar Brahm, and she says, he is life, voice and mind of all. Now see Durga's rubbish. Here she says that it's Akshar Brahm. Later she will tell it's only Brahm. That is the mind of all, its ultimate truth, and that ultimate truth and indestructible element. She is telling him indestructible to Brahm, this Durga, Akshar Brahm, she calls him. Focus on that deserving target which is worth, and by applying your wisdom get obsessed to it completely. Alleged great weapon, the bow as mentioned in the Upanishad, which has been sharpened by devotion, drill the target. Then with all senses by stretching the arrow, target that indestructible form, Brahm, consider Akshar Brahm, and shoot the target. Which mantra is she telling of Akshar Brahm? Om. Pranav means Om. It is the bow. The creature should chant and aim for Brahm. Motive should be to attain Brahm. See here, it is Akshar Brahm, and then simply Brahm. Om is mantra of Brahm. Now see the end of Durga's knowledge. At times she says he is Akshar Brahm, and then she says his mantra is Om. Creature should chant it and aim for Brahm. Look next. Know only that one God and leave everything else. Here Durga ji has rejected her worship as well. That worship only that Brahm. This is the only bridge leading to that nectar-like Almighty. See here, Soul should meditate by chanting Om. With this, beyond all ignorance, from all darkness, you will attain Brahm, who is across this huge world. May your welfare be done. Om is Brahm's mantra, and to the same Brahm at times she is referring as Akshar Brahm. Here again she is quoting as Akshar Brahm. With this it is proved how intelligent is she. And she told to worship this Brahm only and leave the worship of everyone else. And where does this Brahm reside? His mantra is Om. This soul form Brahm, he is seated in that divine sky Brahmlok. This Brahm resides in Brahmlok, pious souls. This is clear in Yajurved chapter 40 verse number 17. The knowledge giver of Vedas is this Brahm. He says, I reside up there in space, in Brahmalok. I live in heaven. And that Almighty is unknown. He is hidden. I do not have His information. Ask about Him from an enlightened saint. In Yajurved chapter 40 verse number 10 till 13, the identity of the enlightened saint is also told. It is advised to ask from those saints about complete spiritual knowledge, means ask spiritual knowledge from enlightened saints. You saw this. Slave had made a statement that no one had the spiritual knowledge. Their path of spiritualism is zero. Knowledge is zero. At that time, you would have felt as if the dose of quinine, bitter medicine, is given, the scriptures which are acceptable to you. By reading them, you would have felt, where were we sleeping? We have lost a whole life. Disciples of pious Hindu religion have been reading these scriptures which are in Hindi, but it is said, Guru bin kahu na paya gyana, ज्यों थोथा भूस चढ़े मूड किसाना. गुरु बिन वेद पढ़े जो प्राणी, समझे ना सार रहे अज्ञानी. Let me further show you a glimpse from this pious Purana in part 6 as to how much wise these saints, rishis and maharishis were. Look, this is Srimad Devi Bhagavad, 6th part, page 414. See this. Janmay Jay asked, Mahabhag, what is the nature of religion in every era? Please explain the whole context specifically. Vyasji replied, King, sure, in Satyug, Brahmins had complete knowledge of the Vedas. They used to worship Bhagavati Jagadambika continuously. They also used to long for the sight of Bhagavati. Every village should establish a temple of Shakti, means there should be a temple of Durga. They had this eagerness. See what is said by Vyasji, that the Brahmins of Satyug, who are called Rishi Maharishi, they had complete knowledge of Vedas and worshipped Durga. Did they really know about Vedas? Is it written anywhere in Vedas about the worship of Durga? You just read in this pious Devi Puran, part 7 on page 562. While giving knowledge to King Himalaya, Durga herself is telling to abandon even her worship only one Brahm. As per the knowledge she has, she says, his name is Om. Chant Om mantra. Aim to attain Brahm. With this you will prosper, and you will attain him who resides in Brahmalok. Durga's this statement failed these intellectuals of Satyug. She says to chant mantra of Brahm, abandon her worship and leave everything else. And they are called scholars of Vedas. They say they worship Durga, this is their spiritual knowledge. Look, we are reading. I showed you sixth part, see it once again. This is page 414. Janmejay asked Mahabhag, what is the nature of religion in every era? Please explain the whole context specifically. Vyasji replied, King, sure, in Satyug, the Brahmins had complete knowledge of the Vedas. They continuously used to worship Bhagavati Jagdamba, means Durga. They always used to long for the sight of Bhagavati. Every village should establish a temple of Shakti. They had this eagerness. Were they aware of Vedas? They are called scholars of Vedas and worship Durga. Here, Vyasji is telling similar religious situation was in Treta era, but some deterioration happened. The situation which was in Satyug had deteriorated further in Dwapar. King, in those ancient times, Satyug, Treta, Dwapar, those were considered to be demons are the Brahmans in Kalyug. Listen to the story of these Brahmans. Who are the Brahmans of Kalyug? Those who used to be monsters in Satyug, Treta, Dwapar are presently Brahmans in Kalyug. These Brahmans misbehaved with Kabir God when God used to tell them that you are doing wrong worship, my child. Why? As Brahmans are also his children of complete God. He wanted to alert everyone that you are becoming a sinner by misleading them. But they harassed him so much. If you would read about his spectacles, then tears in eyes will not dry. Only demons can behave like this. Their Purana are telling the current era Brahmans are like the demons of Satyug, Treta, Dwapar. Look at this. Similar religious situation was in Treta, but some deterioration happened. The situation which was in Satyug that deteriorated in further Dwapar. King, in those ancient times, those who were considered to be demons are believed to be Brahmans in Kalyug. Kali means Kalyug. In Kalyug, they are believed to be Brahmans because present Brahmins are eager for hypocrisy, to cheat others, to lie, and avoiding Vedic rituals has become the nature of Kalyugi Brahmans. 600 years ago from today, God had told
कि धर्मदास ये जग बोराना, कोई न जाने पद निर्वाणा, यही कारण में कथा पसारा, जग से कहिए एक राम नियारा.
If this slave told you verbally, then you would not believe that Kabir is God, that God had said these words 600 years ago, that Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh are mortals. Those who worship them do not get salvation. At that time, these fake gurus did not understand this and they agitated against God. Now it will be easy for us to identify God, that who is God. Kabir is God, whom we consider to be an ordinary man, a weaver, a poet. He, 600 years ago, in his nectar speech, had written this complete truth, which is today found in Vedas, Puran, Quran and Gita Ji. So, who is God? Who had not even read scriptures, but told the truth. So, he is God. That is God. Look, this is Kabir Sagar, Khemaraj Sri Krishna Das Prakashan from Mumbai. Kabir Panthi India by Pathik Swami Yuglanand Bihari. Printer and publisher Khemaraj Sri Krishna Das. Director Sri Venkateshwara Press, Khemaraj Sri Krishna Das Road, Mumbai. This is Gyan Bodh. Bodh Sagar is one part On page 21, I will show God has said,
धर्मदास ये जग बोराना, कोई न जाने पद निर्वाणा.
Nirvan means no one has the knowledge of the path of salvation. Nirvan means salvation.
यही कारण मैं कथा पसारा, जग से कहिए राम नियारा.
This is misprint. These Kabir sect followers out of ignorance have changed lot of words. This is Ram.
यही ज्ञान जग जीव सुनावो, सब जीवों का भरम नसाओ. अब मैं तुमसे कहूँ चिताई, तेरे देवन की उत्पत्ति भाई.
I will tell about the birth and death about your three gods, how were Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh created.
कुछ संक्षेप कहूँ गहुराई, सब संशय तुम्हारे मिट जाई. भरम गए जग वेद पुराना, आदि राम का भेद न जाने. आदि राम है, राम राम सब जगत बखाने, आदि राम कोई बिरला जाने.
See, this is Ram word here also. Adi Ram, this is associated. Everywhere it is Ram, Ram.
राम राम सब जगत बखाने, आदि राम कोई बिरला जाने.
Adi Ram, Almighty Paramatma.
ज्ञानी सुने सो हृदय लगाई, मूर्ख सुने तो गम ना पाई.
Everyone knows King Ram and glorify him, but what I am telling is about that Almighty Ram.
ज्ञानी सुने सो हृदय लगाई, मूर्ख सुने तो गम ना पाई.
Now I will tell the creation of these three gods.
अब मैं तुमसे कहूँ चिताई, तेरे देवन की उत्पत्ति भाई. माँ अष्टंगी पिता निरंजन, ये सरपुरुष काल. माँ अष्टंगी पिता निरंजन, ये जमदारुण वंशन अंजन. पहले कीन निरंजन राई, पीछे से माया उपजाई.
What is told? First, this Jyoti Sarupi Niranjan, Satan, was created. After him, Durga was created.
माया रूप देख अति शोभा, देव निरंजन तन मन लोभा. काम देव धर्मराय सताए, देवी को तुरंत दरखाए. पेट से देवी करी पुकारी, हे साहेब मोहे करो उबारी. टेर सुनी सतगुरु ने आए, अष्टंगी के बन छुड़वाए.
God says, reality is, after hearing her call, I came. On page number 22.
धर्मराय को हिकमत की ना, नख रेखा से भग कर लेना. धर्मराय करे भोग विलासा, माया को रही तब आशा.
Durga became pregnant.
तीन पुत्र अष्टंगी जाए, ब्रह्मा विष्णु शिव नाम धराए.
Oh God, 600 years ago God wrote this. This write-up is not from today past souls. Three sons were born to Durga from union with Kshar Purush, with husband-wife relation. They were named Brahma, Vishnu, Shiv.
तीन देव विस्तार चलावे, इनमें यो जग धोखा खावे. पुरुष गम कैसे के कोई पावे, काल निरंजन जग भरमावे. तीन लोक अपने सुत दीन्या, सुन निरंजन बासालीन्या. अलख निरंजन सुन ठिकाना, ब्रह्मा विष्णु शिव भेद न जान्या.
Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh do not have knowledge about their father till today. God says, who created Kal, that Satpurush, God Kabir, is giving information about his creation and creation of his sons. That God who created the universe is Kabir Sahib, and he is telling 600 years ago, whom they said has not read Vedas, Gita, because he does not know Sanskrit. What he knows about Puran, he was omniscient. He was the creator. He had nothing to do with these scriptures. Whatever he had to say, he spoke the truth. He wrote and departed. Today our pious holy scriptures are supporting this truth. With this it is proved that Kabir is God. That Kabir is the creator. He is our creator. Now look.
तीन देव सो उसको धावे, निरंजन का वो पार ना पावे. अलख निरंजन बड़ा बट पारा.
What para means?
dishonest, he is a deceiver.
तीन लोक जीव कीन आहारा, ब्रह्मा विष्णु शिव नहीं बचाए, सकल खाए पुन दूर उड़ाए। तिनके सुत हैं तीनों देवा, अंदर जीव करते हैं सेवा।
Now see the wonder that God did. He has done a great job. They are sons of Durga and Kal, these three gods, Brahma, Vishnu and Shiv. All ignorant souls, they lack true spiritual knowledge, blind, they do not have true spiritual knowledge, means they do not have knowledge and worship these three.
तिनके सुत हैं तीनों देवा, अंदर जीव करते हैं सेवा।
The blind worships them.
अकाल पुरुष का हूँ नहीं चीन्या, काल पाए सभी गए लीन्या। ऐसा राम सकल जग जाने, आद राम को ना पहचाने। तीनों देव और असुर अवतारा, ताको वजह सकल संसारा। तीनों गुण का ये विस्तारा, धर्मदास में कहूँ पुकारा। गुण तीनों की भक्ति में, भूल पड़ो संसारी। कहे कबीर निज नाम बिन, कैसे उतरो पार।
Pious souls, this is true knowledge told by Kabir God around 600 years ago. You have read it in pious Kabir Sagar, which respected Dharamdas Sahib Ji wrote. Now we see if these statements, this information is present in our holy scriptures, in Puranas. Then who is God and who is knowledgeable? Kabir is God and Kabir is knowledgeable. I will show you. A small glance of the creation of Brahma, Vishnu and Shiv. Also that these three are mortal, I will show you. Look, this is Srimad Devi Bhagvat, published from Gita Press, Gorakhpur. Editor Hanuman Prasad Poddar, Chiman Lal Goswami. Printer and publisher Gita Press, Gorakhpur. Govind Bhavan, Office, Kolkata. These are their phone and fax numbers. We come to page number 123, third part. This is chapter 4 on page number 123. God Vishnu is praising his mother. You are pure figure. This whole world is arising from you only. I, Vishnu, Brahma and Shankar exist by your grace. We take birth, Avirbhav, and die, Tirobhav. Only you are eternal. You are universal mother, Jagat Janani, Prakriti and Sanatani goddess. This is clear. Vishnu ji is saying, I, Vishnu, Brahma and Shankar, we take birth, Avirbhav and die, Tirobhav. Only you are eternal. You are the creator. This Durga is also called Prakriti. Remember this. This will help you in Gita ji, and you are Sanatani Devi. God Shankar said, Goddess, if the greatly fortunate Vishnu has taken birth from you, then Brahma, who was born after him, must also be your son only. And then I, Shankar, who does destruction duties, is also your child. That is, you only are my mother. Shive, you are very wise in the creation of the whole world. Pious souls, these scriptures are forests. We will take out herbs as we will require. We will prepare medicine. What will we do of the rest of forest? Look, the medicine is. Your powers are always present in world's creation, preservation and destruction. Born of these three qualities, we, Rajgun Brahma, Satgun Vishnu and Tamgun Shankar, remain devoted to work according to the duties. Pious souls, this small description of pious Devi Puran has cleared how many concepts? 5. Number 1, that Brahma, Vishnu and Shiv are mortal. Second is they take birth and die. Third is Durga is their mother. Fourth is Durga is also called Prakriti. And the fifth is Rajgun is Brahma, Satgun is Vishnu, and Tamgun is Shivji. And sixth is they can only provide as per destiny. Whatever are one's deeds, they can provide only that and cannot change anything. Neither can they reduce nor increase. So these five concepts are clear, or call them six, as Durga is their mother. They have birth and death. They are not immortal, means they have birth and death, so they are not eternal. Therefore, we count this as one. These five concepts are clear. In a small description, it's been 5500 years since these scriptures were written on paper, and till today our religious leaders, these fake gurus, could not even tell ABC. They talk nonsense. Shri Krishna Ji is Lord of infinite universes. Shri Krishna Ji is God. Apart from him, there is no God. Do they know even the ABC? They are talking nonsense. They have made the world foolish, have led all to Satan's mouth, have made all ghosts by making them worship against holy scriptures. I will show you more details that who is their father. We know about mother from pious Devi Puran. I will show you concise Shiv Puran. This has been published from Gita Press, Gorakhpur. Editor is Hanuman Prasad Poddar. Published and printed from Gita Press, Gorakhpur. Gobind Bhavan Office, Institute of Kolkata, Gorakhpur. We start from page number 98, concise Shiv Puran. We will start from last as we can follow the link ahead. It becomes meaningful. Listening to his son Narad, the father, Brahma said, 5th chapter, ends here. Rudra Samhita. This is Rudra Samhita. Brahmaji said, Brahman, superior amongst the gods, you are always engaged in favor of entire world. For the benefit of people, you have asked this great question. At the time when entire living and non-living world was destroyed, it was dark everywhere, nothing remained. At that time, Tat Sad Brahm, the revelation Sat is heard, only that sound was alone. We read on page 99, Rudra Samhita. We are reading the 6th chapter, concise Shiv Puran. Now we will read on 100. What is Brahmaji saying? That God, regarding whom, through knowledge and ignorance, through verses the following options are presented. Now Brahmaji is saying with some knowledge and some ignorance, options are presented. He after some time expressed desire to multiply in him, arouse a resolution to become more from one. That formless God with his divine power imagined a figure form for himself. Parabrahm, who is devoid of an idol, Sadashiv is his figure. That is God Sadashiv. The ancient scholars call him God. At that time, the one living alone in his own sweet way, Sadashiv, from his own body he himself created a same-featured figure, Shakti. He had said that I will tell truth and some false. This is how it explained. God Kabir Sahib says, I met Brahma and gave the knowledge. He heard it carefully. He made me Guru as well. The second time when God went to provide next mantra, Satan overtook his wisdom and said, he is telling all lie. He is a liar. Do not trust his words. The second time when God went, Brahmaji did not give him importance. He ignored his words and said, no, the knowledge which I have is correct. You are not familiar with true spiritual knowledge. But then too, he based this on the knowledge he had got from God. The formless became in form as Sadashiv. He from his own body created a female, Durga, who was inseparable from his body, and the reality is this slave has explained many times in creation of universe. I will explain again that this Kal, Satan, had swallowed Durga. He had foul intentions. Durga made a small subtle form of herself and went inside his stomach. God took her out from his stomach, this Prakriti Durga. Here Brahmaji is talking nonsense because he does not have complete knowledge. He twisted and presented the knowledge he heard from God. Look, while living alone, this is God Sadashiv. The ancient scholars call him God. At that time, the one living alone, Sadashiv, this Kal, he appeared in the form of Sadashiv from his own body. He himself created a similar featured figure, Shakti, who was inseparable from his body. This is the garbage they have put here. That Parashakti is called Pradhan, head, Prakriti, nature, Gunavatti, genius, Maya, illusion. She is called Pradhan, also Prakriti, the mother of wisdom element. She is told to be free from disorder. That Shakti is called Ambika. She is Prakriti, with emphasis it is said Prakriti, supreme goddess to all, mother of three gods, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, gave them birth. The omnipresent and is also known as root source. The Shakti created by Sadashiv has 8 arms. Various types of ornaments increase beauty of her body parts. That goddess is gifted with various powers and holds various weapons. This is proved. She has 8 arms. She is Durga. Despite being single, Durga acquires many forms when required. That Sadashiv is known as Parampurush, God, Ishwar, Shiv, Maheshwar. Now we are reading Rudra Samhita, 6th chapter. We have come to 101 page. He smears ash on all his body parts completely. That Kal form Brahma along with Shakti, Shakti means Durga, built an area known as Shivlok at one time. That great place is called Kashi. That is the ultimate abode or the salvation place which is located at the top. That loved and beloved form Shakti and Shiv in the form of husband and wife, Durga and this Kal form Brahm. This Kal form Brahm, you may call Kal form Brahm or Sadashiv. That loved and beloved form Shiv and Shakti, who are the ultimate pleasure form, in their eternal ecstatic form always reside in that beautiful place, Kashi. Shiv and Durga means Durga and this Kal form Brahm, Kal, did not leave that place of their presence even on the destruction day. They had never left that, they reside there. Sage at one time, while roaming in the paradise, Shiva and Shiv had this desire in their mind that another male should be created on whom the great burden of regulation of universe could be laid, so that we both can roam at our will and shall attain eternal bliss while living in Kashi. Deciding this, along with Durga, the universal Lord Shiv Kal form Brahm rubbed nectar on the 10th part of his left side. Then there appeared a male entity, that is a son, this Kal, and Durga had a relation as a couple. With their union, a male entity appeared. What did they name him? A son was born. See on page 102. This is concise. Shiv Puran we are reading. Shiv said to the son who was born, "Child, being all-embracing, your name will be famous as Vishnu." Hence proved, with the union of Durga and Kal, with their act of husband and wife, Vishnu was created. Now this has been proved that the mother of Vishnu is Durga and father is Sadashiv, Kal form Brahma, this Kal Jyot Niranjan. Now on to the mother and father of Brahma. Next, 6th chapter ended here. Look, we read this. Your name Vishnu will be famous. 6th chapter ended in chapter 7, Rudra Samhita, page number 103. Now Brahmaji says, God of sages, After that, the merciful god, that Sadashiv, this Kal, by sharing an intimate relationship with Durga, just like the way he created Vishnu, created me too from his right side. Now, pious souls, here this translator felt shy how to write the creation of Shiv from Shiv. So he got confused here. But God says,
चोर चोरावे तुमड़ी गड्ढे पानी में, वो गड्ढे हुआ ऊपर आवा, सच्चाई छनी ना.
some thief stole someone else's pumpkin, dried one. It is like a football this much big, consider like a pumpkin, a fruit. After it dries, it becomes absolutely empty from inside. Saints used to make musical instrument with it. They used to keep water in that. That thief dived into water to hide it and left it deep inside. When he came out, in short time it also came up. He would again press it down. But it appears again. It comes out somewhere else. So it is said they tried their best to hide this truth, but all in vain. Look in same Shiv Puran. I will show you. On page number 24, once Shri Brahma ji and Shri Vishnu ji had a fight. Brahma ji said, I am your father. You are born from me. I have created the entire world. And Vishnu ji said, I am your father, I am your creator. You have originated from my navel. On this, both had a great fight. This Kal form Brahma, their father, he remains hidden. He had taken a vow that I will never appear in front of anyone. In my original form, actual form, like Brahma and Vishnu had a fight, he appeared in Shiv form. Somewhere if there is a fight between Vishnu and Shiv, then he stands in the form of Brahma. So they did not understand as to who he is. God came and exposed his whole conspiracy. Now this Kal came and stood there. First he put a pillar in between, which is called a ling, a highly radiant pillar, a huge pillar. Both stopped fighting, Brahma ji and Vishnu ji. They were surprised from where he has such a big pillar come suddenly, and they started to find its ends. This is a long story, we will make it short here. At that time this Kal came in form of Shiv. He made them understand that you are not God and you have considered yourself to be God. They questioned. I will show you further. We will take the part of our interest. This is page 24, Shri Vishnu Puran and Vidhveshwar Samhita. In this, Brahma and Vishnu had a fight. In between them, this pillar is raised. After that, when Kal Brahma came in front of them in the form of Shiv, they had a discussion. Brahma and Vishnu asked God, what are the symptoms of creation and 5 acts? Please tell both of us. God Shiv said, it is extremely difficult to understand my duties. However, I am favorably telling you, we will take only the part of our interest. This you read on 25th page of Vidhveshwar Samhita, concise Shiv Puran. On page 26, we come here. This Kal is saying to Brahma and Vishnu, sons, you both worshipped, and from the delighted myself, you have obtained 2 acts of creation and preservation. This is clear. The speaker is some third person. He is saying, sons, to Brahma and Vishnu, sons, you yourself by worship have obtained these 2 jobs from me. You have obtained these 2 posts. Which one? Creation and preservation. See next. 2 acts you have obtained named creation and preservation. Sons, you both worshipped. From the delighted myself you have obtained 2 acts of creation and preservation. These two are dear to you, similarly resembling my form, similar to my appearance. Rudra and Maheshwar have received other two supreme acts, distraction and disappearance from me. The concept which the slave wanted to make clear is that these are four. The speaker is the fifth one. Maheshwar, Rudra, Brahma and Vishnu. This Kal is their father. This fifth is separate, hence proved. Who is the father of Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh? This is Kal from Brahma. Virtuous souls, 600 years ago, God Kabir Sahib had said,
अब मैं तुमसे कहूँ चिताई त्रिदेवन की उत्पत्ति भाई माँ अष्टंगी पिता निरंजन ये जमदारुण वंशन अंजन पहले की निरंजन राई पीछे से माया उपजाई माया रूप देख अति शोभा देव निरंजन तन मन लोभा.
it is told,
निरंजन की ने भोग विलासा माया को रही तब आशा तीन पुत्र अष्टंगी जाए ब्रह्मा विष्णु शिव नाम धराए.
in very simple language, God had told this in Suksham Ved that with the union of this Kal, Brahma or Kshar Purush and Durga became pregnant, then these three sons were created. This is made clear, and then God has said,
गुण तीनों की भक्ति में ये भूल पड़ो संसारे कहे कबीर निज नाम बिना कैसे उतरो पारे. तीन देव की जो करते भक्ति उनकी कदे ना होवे मुक्ति.
the concept is clear, these are mortals. Then how can with their worship complete salvation be possible, reaching where we never come back to this world? They themselves take birth and die. I will prove this to you from these pious scriptures itself. First, let us prove what are these qualities. Rajgun Brahma, Satgun Vishnu and Tamgun Shivji. Well, it has been discussed a lot of time. But still, pious souls, this wrong knowledge had been fed in us for thousands of years. Wrong information has been continuously fed. We have been filled till here with this false knowledge. When we hear more knowledge, there is no space. But this is such a knowledge that will make its place and will throw old out. Look, Markandeya Puran has clarified this. These are our pious Puranas, scriptures which had been acceptable to us. We continued reading and purchasing them. This has been published from Gita Press, Gorakhpur. Publisher and printer is Gita Press, Gorakhpur. Gobind Bhavan Office, Institute of Kolkata, Gorakhpur. I will take you to page 123. We will start from here, from 122. Concise Markandeya Puran. Look here. Markandeya ji said, this is the knowledge of Markandeya ji. We will come here. Rajogun dominated Brahma, Tamogun dominated Rudra, and Satogun dominant is the world preserver Vishnu. These three are gods and these three are qualities. Pious souls, it is said, an indication is enough for a wise person. Then too, since we have been painted for so long, if even a small concept is not clear, then this Kal Satan will make space within your conscience again, but this slave will not leave any space for it to take place within you. Look here, Srimad Devi Bhagavat. This is the first part. From where is it published? Ath Devi Bhagavatam Sabhashtikam Samahatmayam, Khemraj Sri Krishna Das Publication, Bombay 4. We come here. This is Ath Srimad Devi Bhagavate Bhasha Tika Yukte Tritiya Skandha Prarambhate. This third part starts. I will take you to its page 11. This is page 11. And this is third part, Bhasha Tika, third part, chapter 5. Chapter 5, verse 7 ends here and 8th starts. God Shankar says, O mother, if you are always kind to us, then why did you make me destroyer? And Brahma, creator, and equipped Hari with nourishing powers. We will read Sanskrit also. 7th finishes here, 8th starts. God Shankar says, Yadi dayadramana na sadambike, Yadi dayadramana, if you are kind, Katham ahem vihita cha, Ambike means Durga, O mother, how did you make me? Vihita cha, Tamoguna, why did you make me Tamogun? Kamal Jash means who has originated from lotus, Rajogun Brahma, Rajogun Sambhava, why did you make Rajogun? Suvita Kimu Satogun Hari, and why did you make Vishnu Satoguni? Hence proved Rajogun Brahma, Satgun Vishnu, Tamagun Shivji. Now the servant will show you in pious Srimad Bhagavad Gita, गुण तीनों की भक्ति में ये भूल पड़ो संसार, कहे कबीर निज नाम बिन कैसे उतरो पार, तीन देव की जो करते भक्ति उनकी कदे ना होवे मुक्ति. Therefore all our ancestors were made ghosts by these ignorant. Then they tell us to take out Shraddhs, Hindu ritual, as your father is hungry in heaven. Well, you liars. If there is nothing in heaven, then how is it a heaven where our ancestors starve? They say they are in heaven, they have been sent there, performed all rituals, and thereafter they say they are starving there, donate this. How much fool they had made of us. Now see this, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 7, Jai Dayal Goenka is the translator. This has been published from Gita Press, Gorakhpur. See this. Chapter number 7, in verse 1 to 3, the knowledge giver of Gita says, Arjun, I am going to tell you such a knowledge, knowing which there remains nothing else to know. Look. Ad Saptamo Adhyay, 7th chapter starts. Shri Bhagavan Vach, nowhere Shri Krishna is mentioned, and they say Shri Krishna Ji has said, O Parth, enamored in me with deep love, absorbed within me, and with a unique sense, while being devoted to me, is engaged in yoga, in the way gifted with qualities of full figure, force and glory, etc., in whole self-form, will know me without doubt. Listen to that. It is said you will understand me well. I will tell that knowledge. Chapter 7, 2nd verse. I will say for you the complete true spiritual knowledge, knowing which nothing remains to be known in this world. In chapter number 7, and verse number 12, because it has just been proved that Rajgun is Brahma, Satgun is Vishnu, Tamgun is Shivji. Remember this. The knowledge giver of Gita is Brahm, Kal, and he is saying that other emotions which arise out of Satgun, Satogun means preservation from Vishnu, from Rajgun and Tamogun, creation from Rajgun Brahmaji, destruction from Tamogun Shankarji, the sense of devastation from Shankarji, consider all of them to be happening from me. But in fact, I am not in them and they are not in me. Virtuous souls, this Kal God is cursed to eat grime of 1 lakh human bodies daily, due to which he has given the management to his 3 sons. Brahmaji is Rajogun, under whose influence we produce children, all creatures. The soul is helpless, cannot do anything. And with the influence of Satogun Vishnu Ji, we are all attached to each other. A lot of affection is imbibed within. We cannot go far from this. And the third one, he destroys this god Shankar. He is also a son of Kal. He says whatever happens with Rajgun, creation from Brahma ji, preservation from Vishnu ji, and destruction from Shiv ji, whatever happens, the sole reason is me. But I do not appear in front of them, I am hidden from them. We move ahead. Look, chapter number 7, and you have read verse number 12. Even more expressions arising from Satgun means preservation, Rajogun from Brahmaji, creation of universe, and Tamogun, Shankar, destruction happens. All that happens from me. Consider it this way, but in reality in them I and they do not exist in me. These are apart from me. In 13th it is said, in these qualities, Satvik, Rajas and Tamas, with these three expressions mean indulged in these three. This whole world, all creature are fascinated. They are confined till them, till Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. Apart from these three qualities, Rajgun, Brahma, Satgun, Vishnu, Tamgun, Shiv, they do not know me, the indestructible. He says, I am above them, I am separate. Look next in 14th, they have done wonder, verse number 14, chapter number 7, because this supernatural means amazing three qualities. Illusion, the web created by Rajgun Brahma, Satgun Vishnu, Tamgun Shivji is very dangerous. Those men who continuously worship me rise above this illusion of Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. They get benefits from Brahma. That is more than Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh benefit, that is the attainment of bigger heaven. Here it is said in 15th verse, they have done wonders in chapter 7 in Gita Ji. Those whose wisdom has been stolen by illusion of Rajgun Brahma, Satgun Vishnu, Tamgun Shiv Ji, through this triple illusion, those whose wisdom has been stolen, who are just confined till their devotion, they who do not want to hear anyone beyond them, are demonic in nature, are lowest among men, they are evil and foolish people. Murkh, mam prapadante, do not even worship me. What is told about them? Those who worship up to Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, that have demonic nature, they are lowest among men, are evil doers, foolish people. Now, pious souls, 600 years ago, God had said,
तीन देव की जो करते भक्ति उनकी कदे ना होए मुक्ति.
What title has Gita ji given to them is clear to you. To the worshippers of Rajgun Brahma, Satgun Vishnu, Tamgun Shiv Ji, they are demonic in nature, are lowest among men, they are evil, foolish people. 4 abuses are given together for them in Gita Ji. This servant is not saying. Our scriptures are telling which we agree to and are acceptable. What is proved with this? In Srimad Bhagavad Gita, it is proved that the whole world is misled in this worship of these three qualities. God says you can't achieve salvation without true mantras. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Radhe Radhe, Sham Milade, Eve Name Om, Shri Satguru Dev, Evam Name, etc. These are arbitrary practices against holy scriptures. These are wrong mantras. Now this has been clarified that God had said, who worship these three gods can never attain salvation. Pious Srimad Bhagavad Gita has made clear that the worship of three gods is against holy scriptures, and only a person with demonic nature, lowest among men, the evil and foolish people do it. Means this Brahm says they do not even worship me. Why has this been said? Like worship of Shri Brahma Ji was once done by Hiranyakashyap of Rajgun Brahma Ji. He got powers and became God. He became enemy of his own son Prahlad and troubled that virtuous soul Despite being a father, he did not feel ashamed and was greedy for arrogance. The worshipper of three qualities tormented others. He was called a demon and died the dog's death. God came and ripped his chest, tore his stomach and knocked him to the ground. Ravan worshipped Tamogun god Shankar, and the result is in front of you. The current worshippers of Shiv, by fasting on Monday and chanting few beads, they think they may attain what not. Currently, no one can do worship like Ravan. He chopped off his head from here and offered it along with his arms. As he did it, God granted him similar, provided him back. But foolishness did not go. He was called a devil and died a dog's death. And what heinous sin he did! He brought his own mother, Sita, who was the wife of the elder brother of God Shankar. He brought her, tried to make her his wife, his own mother. Who would be more wicked than him? What else can be a bad deed than this? He died a dog's death and was called a monster. There was one saint named Bhasmagiri. He was a demon, an ascetic worshipper of Tamogun Shiv. In front of Shivji's gate, in front of main gate, he started doing austerity by standing upside down. For 12 years he remained on head posture. One day Parvati ji said, God, you are Mahadev, you are God of deities. You can do whatever you want. Give your devotee whatever he demands. God Shankar said, Shivji said, Tamogun said, demand Bhasmagiri. What do you want, sage? Bhasmagiri said, first promise, then I will ask. God Shiv said, okay, I promise. I pledge I will give whatever you demand. This is my commitment. He immediately stood straight and said, God, give me this Bhasam Kada, Shivji's bracelet, which you have worn in your hand. There was one power in that Bhasam Kada. He knew it in whoever's head if it was done like this, and said, Bhasm, that person, animal or bird, will burn to ashes. Being bound by his promise, God Shankar gave his dear bracelet, thinking he is a sage, lives in forest. He might be asking to protect himself from wild animals, from demons. He gave it. The moment he got the bracelet in hand, he laughed and said, beware, Shankar, I will kill you and make Parvati my wife. Ha ha ha. God Shankar saw that he absolutely changed. His expressions have changed of this demon. God Shankar ran with full speed, with 100 speed. Ahead was God, followed by his worshipper. Then Almighty came and blessed Almighty himself, acquired the form of Parvati, stood in between Shankarji and that worshipper. He was anyways running for Parvati. He thought, let me have a word with Parvati. He stopped. In the form of Parvati, God said, you stop. Why are you running? Come sit, we will talk. Shankarji cannot come near you. He won't stop before 100 kilometers. Now he stood comfortably. In form of Parvati, God said, show me some dance move so that I am impressed and I like you. He said, I do not know how to dance. I am a saint. I have done worship. In form of Parvati, God said, I will teach you. First show me your dance. Do like this with one hand, move leg like this, bring this up, bring it down. After some time, the hand with which he had the bracelet came above the head of that foolish, then God said, Bhasma, and Bhasmagiri died. Now taking that Bhasam Kada and acquiring form of Vishnu, the Supreme God stood ahead of God Shankar and said, where are you running, Shankar? Where are you going? Shankarji, where are you going? He said, run, Vishnu, run. A wicked is coming from behind. He has deceived me. Then in the form of Vishnu, God said, See, I have brought your bracelet. Do not be afraid of him. I have killed him. He said, No, he might be someone else. God said, He is the same. Do not worry. While running, he is asking how and what you did. God said, I acquired form of Parvati, stood in front of him, and made him perform Gandath dance like this. Then he was killed. God Shankar said, Show me his ash where he was burnt. When that was shown that here is this ash, then his heartbeat slowed of God Shankar, and we called them eternal, unfading, and immortal, who have won over death. Kalinjay, God of all Maheshwar, these were our teachers of Hindu religion, these fake gurus fooling us for thousands of years, virtuous souls. The conclusion of devotees of two qualities is done. How are they equipped with demonic nature, lowest among men, evildoers, foolish people, who would behave low like Bhasmagiri? He had the foul intentions on the wife of God, on his mother, such a wicked soul. In Gita Ji it is said, they are demonic in nature. He was called Bhasma Asur, the demon instead of Bhasmagiri. Now, Satogun, the worshippers of Sri Vishnu Ji, Vaishnu religion's followers, they are Vaishnu sages. Once in Har Ki Pauri in Haridwar, there was the festival of Kumbh. Kumbh fair started at Haridwar, UP. The festival was organized. They had to bathe there. So they all are called Shatdal. These are 6 types: Giri, Puri, Naga, Sages, Vaishno, Nath. They are called Shatdal. Dal means group. Different groups. Dal means whole group. So these Shatdal were in their respective places, in their tents, in their groups. Giris amongst Giri, Puri amongst Puri, Sages among Sages, Nagas amongst Naga, Vaishno among Vaishno sages, all of them gathered in Haridwar in groups. They do like this. And when the time comes to bathe, at that time they all start following their head in their own groups. The head of Giris is separate, Puris is separate, of Sages is separate, Vaishno is separate, of Nagas is separate. These Nagas, Giri, Puri, Sages, and these Nath are all worshippers of Tamogun Shiv, and the worshippers of Satogun Vishnu are Vaishno sages. First Nagas went, the whole group, in thousands, 50, 60,000, to bathe on the stairs of Haridwar. They held position and started bathing. Then came the whole group of Vaishnos. Upon reaching Vaishno said, worshippers of Satogun Vishnu said, O Nagas, you do not bathe first. We will first take bath. We are superior. Nagas said, No, we are superior. We will take bath first. We are solitaire and recluse. We live without desires. We do not even wear clothes. We are superior. We will bathe first. And Vaishno sages said, How are you superior? You roam naked like animals smearing ash. Today you became worth bathing. You do not even wash hands in morning. Today you want to bathe first. On such a little thing they got annoyed. Who? Nagas. They forgot God. They forgot the holiness of Kumbh festival. They started fighting and held hairs of each other. They took out swords. They shot arrows, stabbed like this. They massacred brutally these 25,000 worshippers of 3 deities. They were chopped to death there in Haridwar. Regarding this, it is said in Suksham Ved,
तीर तुपक तलवार कटारी जमदड़ जोर बदावे हैं हर पैड़ी हर हेत न जाण्या भाजा तेग चलावे हैं काटे शीस नहीं दिल करुणा ये जग में साध कमावे हैं जो जन इनके दर्शन को जावे उनको भी नरक पठावे ओए होए
4 lines conclusion is provided in Suksham Ved by God, Kabir God, that
तीर तुपक तलवार कटारी
and they beat with rods
जमदड़ जोर बधावे हैं और हर पैड़ी हर हेत नहीं जाण्या
they call it feet of Lord and brutally murdered on chest of God
हर पैड़ी हर हेत नहीं जाण्या वहां जाते गए
means sword चलावे हैं.
और काटे शीस नहीं दिल करुणा ये जग में साध कमावे हैं
You call them saints, but they will push those who go to see them to hell. They will teach them also the same. They will make them do like this. Till today, what torture they had been doing. Hindus kill Muslims misled by them, and Muslims chop Hindus misled by those Qazis and Maulvis, pious souls. Till we don't have correct spiritual knowledge, they will make use of our foolishness, and these people, these gurus, misuse us for their selfish motive. Now har pedi har het na jana wahan ja teg chalawe hain kaate sheesh nahi dil karuna. They do not have mercy in their heart, and you call them saints. Ye jag mein sadhu kahave hain.
You just heard the views of Jagadguru Tattvadarshi Saint Rampal Ji Maharaj. Now, let us listen to the views of pious Hindu religious respected world-class Shankaracharya. We have heard the knowledge of all 4 Vedas is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavad Gita in short. Do you agree with this statement and why?
It is like there is one verse, Sarvopanishado Gavo Dugda Gopalanandana Partho Vatsa Sudhir Bhokta Dugdam Gitamritam Mahat. Upanishads are our Guru. God, Shri Krishna is God. Arjun is calf. And Gita is nectar milk.
What is the difference between Uttam and Anuttam?
Uttam is which is superior. And Anuttam is one to whom none is superior.
In Gita chapter 7, verse 18, the speaker of Gita, God, why is he telling his worship inferior?
He is saying because his worship is Veda predictable. Worshipping according to Vedas is superior. Nothing is superior than that.
Maharaji, my next question is that the knowledge giver of Gita in Gita chapter 18, verse 62 is telling to go in refuge of some other god apart from him. Who is that god?
Where is he saying that?
Gita orator in Gita chapter 18, verse 62.
Okay, in 18. It is Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam. I will tell the verse. Riddhi Shirgan Tishtati Brahmya Sarva Bhutanam Riddhi Shirgan Tishtati Tvameva Sharanam Gaccha Sarva Bhavena Bharato Tat Prasadat Param Shantim Sthanam Prapyasi Shashvatam. The verse which you are referring to. Its meaning is God resides in the heart of all creatures and moves them according to their deeds. With all emotions, go in refuge of that God. With His blessings, you will attain eternal peace and immortal abode. On being told this, Arjun did not have satisfaction. To Arjun, God told, I am that. Sarvadharman parijatya mam ekam sharanam vajra.
Srimad Bhagavad Gita chapter 18, verse 66, there is Vajra word. Its meaning is to go, to depart. But all translators have written the meaning of Vaj, to come. Please clarify this.
It is like Vajradhatu, a metal. So, Vajradhatu, metal, it comes in this. It pertains to Gati. Gati has 4 meanings. Gati Gaman, Gati Gyan, Gati Moksha, Gati Prapti. So here the dynamic is the metal. Vajra is formed in the middle in singular form of its imperative mode. So Vajra means avgach, that is, know me. Nayanam avijdo devo bhunatti. This is the principle that until you know God, till then God cannot protect him. Therefore, you should know that God.
You just heard the views of Sharda Dwarka Peeth and Jyotirmad Patrinath Peethadhishwar Shankaracharya Swarupanand Saraswati Ji Maharaj. Now, let us know the views of Puri Peethadhishwar Shankaracharya Swami Shri Nishchalanand Saraswati Ji Maharaj.
Shankaracharya ji, we have heard that the knowledge of all four Vedas is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavad Gita in short. Do you agree with this? So, it is written in Mahabharata, Sarvo Panishado Gavo Dogda Gopal Nandana. Meaning of Vedas. Veda's summary is Upanishad. It is accumulated in that. By that brainstorming of Upanishads, Srimad Bhagavad Gita is understood. So Shankaracharya ji, what is the difference between Uttam and Anuttam? Okay, it has come in Gita ji. Anuttam means best, like no one else. Excellent, exquisite is its meaning. Shankaracharya ji, in Gita chapter 7 verse 18, why is the God who is narrating Gita telling his worship to be inferior? Uttam means great, par excellence. Anuttam means without excellence. Inferior, but it is not that from the point of view of grammar I have told the meaning. Shankaracharya ji, the knowledge giver of Gita in Gita chapter 18 verse 62 is telling to go in refuge of which another God? This is said to take refuge of the Omniscient. He said, God Krishna said himself, Tameva Sharanam Gacha Sarva Bhavena Bharata. What does this mean? The Omniscient God is the regulator of all, is the inspiration who is seated in mine and your heart. In Virdaranyak Upanishad, on the earth, in water, light, air, sky, He is who regulates, also controls everyone's body, life, senses. God has told to take refuge of that Omniscient. He is the one and only Omniscient Parabrahma God. Mam Ekam Sharanam Vajra. He is the Supreme. I, in front of you, am present in Sri Krishna's form. So it has not been told to go to someone else. For that Omniscient, to Arjun, it is said that take refuge and attain him. In the end, it is said of the Omniscient, the idol form Sri Krishna, I am in front of you. It is also said, Mam Ekam Sharanam Vajra. With that Omniscient, Sri Krishna established his union. Srimad Bhagavad Gita chapter 18 verse 66, there is Vajra word. Its meaning is to go, to depart. But all translators have written the meaning of Vajra to come. Please clarify this. The question whosoever has framed has told from his point of view that all the translators have interpreted. The meaning against the knowledge, it is not like that. The meaning of Vajra also is aware, like the questioner told. Sages like Bhagavad Pad Shankaracharya, people like religious Emperor Swami Karpatri Ji Maharaj, and saints like him have done its meaning like that. Like the water ripple might consider itself to be water form. Cloud might consider itself to be sky form. Like the wave of the water may consider itself to be the sky. In the same way, you abandon your self-recognition in accordance with your body, senses, and you consider yourself to be Brahma form. This translation has also been done by the interpreters. Bhagavad Pad Shankaracharya and His Excellencies have made similar attempts. But the Vaishnavas, etc., they at their level, according to their level, have translated its meaning like what description the questioner has done.
You just heard the views of respected Puri Peethadhishwar Shankaracharya Swami Sri Nishchalanand Maharaj's views. Now, let us listen to the views of respected Sri Madhavcharya Maharaj's views.
We have heard that the knowledge of all four Vedas is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavad Gita in short.
Yes, it's okay. Gita is said to be the guest of Upanishads.
What is the difference between Uttam and Anuttam? What difference do you feel?
Uttam, which is good, which is superior. Anuttam, which is less than that, that is Anuttam.
In Gita chapter 7 verse 18, why is the God who is narrating Gita is telling his worship to be inferior?
He did not say his true worship to be inferior. The practice is not said as inferior. Worship is superior.
The knowledge giver of Gita in Gita chapter 18 verse number 62 is telling to go in refugee of which another God other than him.
Yes, so other than us in worship, where deities are worshipped, they are other than us, so it is said to go in his refuge, he says.
You just heard the views of respected Sri Madhavacharya Maharaj's views. Now, let us listen to the views of Sringeri Peethadhishwar Sri Bharti Tirthji Maharaj's views.
We have heard that the knowledge of all four Vedas is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavad Gita in short. Do you agree with this?
Yes, it's okay. Gita ji is said to be the guest of Upanishads.
Uttam and Anuttam, what is the difference?
See, that which is excellent is always of the true character. He is of true character. Anuttam is just the reverse of that, whose character is not good, who's inferior.
In Gita chapter 7 verse 18, why is God who is narrating Gita is telling his worship to be inferior?
No, you did not understand the meaning of inferior. There, the word inferior means from that nothing is better. Generally, the meaning of this word means different from superior. There, the meaning of inferior is from which nothing is better. That's it. Therefore, the meaning of inferior is par excellence.
The knowledge giver of Gita in Gita chapter 18 verse number 62 is telling to go in refuge of which another God other than him.
No, there is no one apart from God, but there it is said, Mattak parataram naniyat kinchitasti dhananjaya. Beyond me is nothing. This is what was said. Therefore, that God is divine.
Srimad Bhagavad Gita chapter 18 verse 62, there is Vajra word. Its meaning is to go, that is, to depart. But the translators have written the meaning of Vajra to come. Please specify this.
Vajra meaning is to go, to depart is usual. But few verses of Sanskrit have to be interpreted according to that context. Therefore, according to that context, the meaning of Vajra that interpreters have done, it is to come in the refuge. That is correct.
You just heard the views of pious Hindu religions respected world-class Shankaracharyas. Come, now let us listen to the views of Jagadguru Tattvadarshi Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj.
सतगुरुदेव की जय। बंदी छोड़ कबीर परमेश्वर जी की जय। बंदी छोड़ गरीबदास जी महाराज जी की जय। स्वामी राम देवानंद जी गुरु महाराज जी की जय हो। गरीब नमो नमो सतपुरुष को नमस्कार। गुरु की नहीं सुर नर मुनि जन साधुओं संतों सर्वस्दी नहीं। सतगुरु साहेब संत सब दंडोतम प्रणाम। आगे पीछे मध्य हुए तिनको जा कुर्बान।
Pious souls, you did not receive discourses. What had been the reason? Those who were our religious gurus, though they knew Sanskrit, but their spiritual knowledge was zero. They lacked true spiritual knowledge, Tattva Gyan, and are still deprived. Who all are our religious gurus, Acharya, Shankaracharya, and other Mandaleshwars. These all are our religious gurus. So, pious souls, God has told that
गुण तीनों की भक्ति में ये भूल पड़ो संसारे, कह कबीर निज नाम बिना कैसे उतरो पार.
Nijnam means without true mantra. Without that true mantra, how will you attain salvation? As in Gita Ji chapter number 17 verse 23. It is written, Om Tat Sat iti nirdesha brahmane trividah smritah. To attain Almighty God, the worship of these three mantras have to be done. In chapter 8 verse 13, knowledge giver of Gita says, Om iti ekaksharam brahm vyaharam mam anusamran ya prayati tajam deham sa yati praman magdim. Om is my Brahma mantra. One who chants till his last breath and leaves the body obtains benefits to his level. What is obtained from Om? With Om, Brahmalok will be obtained. Creatures after attainment of Brahmalok, Riyakar, are in recurrence Almighty God, can only be obtained by chanting of three mantras. Apart from this, whichever mantras are chanted, that is an arbitrary way of worship, then an option is left to attain that Almighty God. The complete worship, way of worship, will be told by true Tattvadarshi enlightened saint. Ask from him, then he will tell how worship is to be done. Worship is by considering them to be their respected deity. Meditation is to serve is some other. Those who worship three gods can never attain salvation. God had said this 600 years ago. He had given this knowledge. Today, this is supported by those scriptures which we consider authentic. Who were those who used to give us knowledge? Fake gurus. They were making us a fool of you till today. Now in Gita chapter 7 verse 16, 17 and 18, the knowledge giver of Gita, this Brahma, tells who all worship him: Arthi, Arth, Jigyasu, curious, and Gyani, knowledgeable. He rejects Arthi, Arth and Jigyasu, that they do not do correct worship, and selects the Gyani, that the learned soul is good. Learned is one who has known that only one God should be worshipped. It is written in Vedas that with the worship of true God, salvation can be attained. But they have forgotten that it is also written in Vedas that the way of worship of that complete God is not mentioned in Vedas. An enlightened saint will tell that, but they concluded on their own. From Yajurved chapter 40 verse 15, they selected only Om mantra for complete God. Whereas 17th verse of chapter 40 Yajurved, Brahma himself says that my mantra is Om. Om is for Brahma, but he is invisible. That complete God is up there. They did not understand this because
गुरु बिन काहू न पाया ज्ञाना, जो थोथा वो छड़े मूड किसाना. गुरु बिन वेद पढ़े जो प्राणी, समझे न सार रहे अज्ञानी.
due to which these intellectuals got to know that arbitrary worship is not to be done. Neither these three powers should be worshipped: Rajgun Brahma, Satgun Vishnu, Tamgun Shiv. They also gained knowledge that human birth is only to attain God. If in this God is not attained, worship is not done, then it is useless. They are called knowledgeable. Since they did not get an enlightened saint, the knowledge giver of Gita says in chapter 7 verse 18, these learned souls are good, are humble, but they are engrossed in my inferior worship. They are involved in my inferior devotion, which worship in chapter 8 verse 13, it is said that those who chant my Brahm's Om mantra and leave their body, go while chanting me, they attain all benefits from me. Which one? Benefits that is attained from Om, that is they grow to Brahmalok. In chapter 8 verse 16 it is written in Gita Ji that after attaining Brahmalok they come in birth and death cycle. Gita orator himself says in chapter 4 verse 5 and 9 and chapter 2 verse 12, chapter 10 verse 2 in Gita Ji that Arjun, You and I have had several births, you do not know, I know. Till birth and death remains, then in chapter 18 verse 62 it is said, you in every respect go in the refuge of that supreme God, by the grace of whom you will attain supreme peace and eternal abode. With His grace only. With this it is proved that there is some other supreme power other than this knowledge giver of Gita, with which complete salvation can be attained. Chapter 15 verse 4 it is said that after attaining of an enlightened saint, one should search for God's supreme place, after attaining which souls do not return to this world. Worship only Him and discard all others. He even rejects his own worship. Worship means believing as respected deity. Here someone asks from these ignorant, these incapables, that in Gita Ji chapter number 7 verse 18, why do the knowledge giver of Gita tells his worship to be inferior? They say, do not consider its meaning inferior, rather consider it the best, from which no other thing is superior. When attained after that, nothing else remains to be known. Therefore, that is the inferior state. They are fooling us. If apart from this there was no better worship, if we agree to them, then why in chapter 18 verse 62 he is saying, go in His refuge, in every respect go in the refuge of that God with whose grace you will attain eternal peace. In chapter 8 verse 5 and 7, the knowledge giver of Gita tells his worship, worship me, you will attain me. And in 8, 9 and 10 he tells to worship that complete God. He tells about the worship of complete God for that such an enlightened saint. This is told in chapter 4 verse 34. These foolish do not know ABC of Gita Ji. Is it anywhere in Gita Ji these mantras, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Radhe Shyam, Sita Ram, Om Namah Shiva? Is there any mantra like this? They are fooling us for so many days. Therefore, knowledge giver of Gita has said, engrossed in my worship, these learned souls remained in my inferior state. Why is inferior? As birth and death continues again and again, that is inferior. But reaching eternal place, no one comes back. That can never be attained with the worship of Brahm. These learned souls did Hatha Yoga, chanted Om Mantra, read from Vedas. They did not do arbitrary worship. They did not worship any other deity. Brahmaji, when he was sitting on the lotus flower, he became conscious. He was kept unconscious and kept in coma. He was brought to consciousness on lotus flower. Brahmaji says, I do not know from where I have come. Then he did an announcement, this Kal, that mediate, do austerity. He thought this ether voice is of the complete God, but Kal did that. Then Brahmaji got Vedas. Nowhere it was written in Vedas, do Hatha Yoga penance, because of this folklore of Brahma that I have had an announcement to do austerity. They started doing Hatha Yoga. They took Om Mantra from Vedas, continued with useless worship for thousands of years. In Gita chapter 11 verse 47-48 he says, Arjun, this form of me which you have seen, this original form of me, no one has ever seen before you. I have not been attained by anyone, and the attainment of this form of me cannot be done with any method mentioned in Vedas, neither by worship nor by any activity. No one can attain, hence proved with the procedure mentioned in Vedas, with Om Mantra and whatever practice they perform by sacrificing. They do not attain God but get some other benefits. They gained powers, they acted as superiors over each other. They brought someone to ashes, cursed someone due to which they were feared. There was a sage named Chunak. He was like that. That learned soul was humble. For thousands of years he chanted Om and did worship folklore Hatha Yoga, which is rejected in Gita Ji chapter number 17 verse 6. By abandoning worship based on holy scriptures, those who perform arbitrary worship do austerity. Those demons even trouble deities within this body who also trouble me, Brahm. Consider them to be of demonic nature. Look, even they are told to be bad. Those learned souls, why? That sage Chunak performed austerity. God was not attained. He gained powers. He became atom bomb. There was a renowned king of the world. One who has rule on the whole planet is called King of World. Now these kings of the world wanted to check if those rulers who are under my subjection, the kings and small rulers, has any of them rejected my lordship, my subjection. Therefore, they leave a horse for performing this check. Along with the horse, some soldiers are also sent. It is king's personal horse, his own horse. They hang a pamphlet in his neck that the renowned king has this much army, 72 crore soldiers, and whichever ruler does not accept the rule of this king can hold the horse, can tie it, and get ready for a war. That horse wandered the whole earth. All read the pamphlet that king has 72 crore soldiers. All were quiet. No one dared to tie the horse, that is, to fight a battle. So he has been proved to be victorious on whole earth. While they were returning, Chunak sage used to do worship there. They had passed from near his cottage. They were returning from there. He asked soldiers, "Why is this horse empty? Why is there no rider on this? On rest you all are riding." Soldiers told Saint that this horse is of the king of the whole world. No one can sit on it. "And where had you gone?" asked the sage. They said, "We had a tour of whole earth. So and so was our purpose." The sage said, "Did no one accept war with this king? Is he so powerful?" Then the soldier said, "Our king has an army of 72 crore soldiers." Saint Ji, "How can anyone dare? He will completely destroy him." Now the sage thought, his mind is under the control of Kal, Satan. He makes them atom bomb through worship, by wrong patience, by making them do arbitrary practice. On other side, Kal had his remote. He inspired the sage that the king has become so egoist, his arrogance needs to be fixed. The sage stood up and said, "Brother, I hold this horse and accept war with your king." The soldiers said, "You poor, you do not have grains to eat, and you will fight with king of the world. You sit and do your worship. Do not mess, recite your prayers, do whatever you do." The sage said, "I have held this horse. Go and tell your king." They were anyways ready. They tied the horse with the tree near his hut. They came and told the king that no one on earth caught your horse. A sage named Chunak accepted your war. The king was told by his counselors that today one person has dared, tomorrow another will stand. This is all politics. In this way, the world will raise their head. He should be crushed. The king said, "Go." 18 crore soldiers were sent at once to kill one man so that others may also be scared. They may fear that so much force has come to show he is a powerful king. On the other side, whatever worship that sage had done in his entire life, he made 4 atom bombs with his spiritual powers, with his accomplishments. Spiritual powers are big bombs. These scientists fail in front of this. If a saint has spiritual word power, he may fail all of them. He can crush anyone in front of him. Now the sage made 4 atom bombs with his accomplishments, with the power of his useless worship that he had gained all through his life. He fired 1 bomb and he massacred 18 crore army, destroyed them. The king sent the second unit of 18 crore. The sage fired the second bomb. 72 crore army of the king of world was destroyed. About it is told in Suksham Ved that
बैतरक सोनी खा गया ये चुनक ऋषि सुअर एक, दे धारे जोरा फिरे ये सभी काल के बेखे.
"O God, Kabir Sahib, liberator, God came and told that he destroyed 72 crore army. Who? that sage of sages, Rishishwar, supreme amongst the sages. These are qualities of great sage. These fake sages, we call them sage, they should be called demons. Tell what was the need for the sage to mess. He should do his worship, the king should do his work, let him do. These has such demonic nature, such people. Therefore, the knowledge giver of Gita says, my worship is also not superior, it is inferior. Such misdeeds they perform later, after Kal's worship. Now what has God said? Kabir Sahib, that 72 crore army was destroyed, he massacred. This Chunak sage said, Ye de dhare maut phire hain. Jora means death, and you call them sage? These are moving bombs. If they are teased a bit, they may destroy you. Is this what a saint does? Kabir God had come, the divine, but stones, pebbles were thrown at him, was put in boiling mustard oil, cut into pieces, but Almighty was found alive, and he never cursed anyone. These are great saints. Bestowed with all great qualities is Kabir God. He was completely knowledgeable. He was the teacher of the world and gave true spiritual knowledge. He was true enlightened saint. He was well informed, and he is God. It is said, 72 akshoni kha gaya wo chunak rishishwar ek ye ded hare jora. Jora means death. These sages in human body, maut phire, all these are the agents of Kal. They worship Brahma. Bhek means whole group. Then what will happen to him? This sage who chanted Om name and did penance with Hatha Yoga tenacity, one gets powers. By chanting Om name, Brahmalok is attained. He will go to Brahmalok. He will become a deity there. After his good deeds end, he will come to earth. He will become a king. After becoming a ruler, as a hunter, he will kill, do violence on creatures. He will fight with others, meaning he will ruin his deeds. Then where will he be sent? He will be thrown into hell. After suffering in hell, he will again come on earth. Then he will become a dog, this sage Chunak, and he will have bugs in his head, wounds. And all those creatures he killed of that king, they will eat his body. Therefore, the knowledge giver of Gita in chapter 7 verse 18 says that learned souls are humble. They started to achieve God, but because they did not find enlightened saint, they based on self-conclusion through stories told by people. They became dedicated on me, Brahm tells this Kal, and they remained trapped in my inferior worship. That is, all you get from me, from this Om mantra, from my worship benefits which were to be received by chanting Om name, till that level only they will get benefits, and that is inferior benefit. Inferior, cheap, what's worse than this? All throughout life you practiced useless path and then became atom bomb and acacia tree in place of mango tree. Saints should be mango trees. Those who throw stones at them, they even give fruit to them. And these acacia tree, if touched, they may attack like a wasp. We used to call them sages. God opened our eyes. Therefore, it is said they are virtuous souls, but are engrossed in my inferior worst way of worship. Why? Because they did not get an enlightened saint. Therefore, in chapter 18, verse 62, it is said, Arjun, you in every respect go in the refuge of only that Supreme God. By the grace of that Supreme God, you will attain supreme peace, you will attain eternal abode. Virtuous souls, 600 years ago, God had said that,
तीन देव की जो करते भक्ति उनकी कदे ना होवे मुक्ति.
Today, all these holy scriptures support this.
Kabir is God, Kabir is God. Bolo Satgurdev.